right. Well, if you're a Thorp fan and you didn't know it, a bunch of the archive on ThorpTV got unprivated. So there's like a bunch of stuff that's been at least been unavailable for a while anyway. And one of the streams that's back up is the Fairy Godmother stream, which is one of my all-time favorites. So there's like an embarrassment of riches. What's up, JF? No Easter eggs in the thumbnail. Put the bong down and start the stream. It's kind of got a it's kind of been it's got the Yale and the Frisbee game. Yeah, there was like Grace sent me a message yesterday letting me know that she had like unprivated a bunch of stuff, and when I went to my feed, it was like literally 90% ThorpTV and then like a couple pro wrestling things and then other lolcow stuff. Speaking of like IRL lolcow stuff, if you like or even if you don't, I guess if you just like to watch World of T-Shirts, he was on Mr. Bass stream last night and had an absolute meltdown. These people kept fucking with him with the Dom Bartucci stuff, saying they were going to come and take his hat and his phone. He like completely wigged out. One of the biggest freakouts I've ever seen from him. He was dropping like hard R's on the street. Mr. Bass was like flipping out. Yeah, I saw the Miller's roast beef one. I haven't seen that before. Is that the one where the meme from the Discord comes from, where it's like the picture of Ben and it says like you're a victim? It looks like it's from that thing. What's up, Phil? But yeah, that World of T-Shirts thing was just, oh my gosh. It was really out there. And they took it, of course he took it down. Mr. Bass took it down, but some of the clip people kept it up, but pretty out there. All right, so I think this is going to be the last episode of this. I know we will for sure get through everything that's Ben, Grace, and Ruby related. And I'm open to watching some of the panel discussion after they leave if it stays within, like, what did we just watch? But if it gets into, like, just generic conversation, then I'm probably, I don't really need that in the archive. And then since this like stage 1 bridge burning will be done today, I think tomorrow I want to do like a kind of like a palate cleanser, just do a fun stream. That dating stream Grace did the other day that was like the rival to Ruby. I think that one would be a fun one to do. It's like a one stream one. It's only an hour and a half long. And it's like a fun stream. And then it also plays into the bridge burning because there was like rival dating streams going on. Why haven't the Thorps been streaming for a while? I don't know. I did see Grace posted in the Discord that somebody had been like threatening to strike the videos. But I don't know I don't know what resolution came about with that. But like everything was privated for a few hours. I saw my YouTube clout going up in smoke without access to the Thorp archive. So anyway, that's my plan. If you saw the dating stream, I think it's funny and it's fun. It's a fun stream enough to watch again, and it's a short one. Like I said, I think it's under an hour and a half. But I need an official Thorp Alert long-form review of the intro, which is one of the greatest intros in ThorpTV history. So I thought that would be like a fun one before we get into stage 2 of the bridge burning. As always, I took it back by like a minute just so we don't miss anything, but I'm going to go ahead and start her up here.
Only reads nonfiction. Milo only reads nonfiction.
Yeah, I just wanted to get one, Grace. That's not proving your point.
Well,
okay,
he had a relapse on his.
Gays aren't into nonfiction. Do you know?
I like rap music.
Category.
I like Mexican country music.
Rap music. Okay,
the Guide to Anal Sex for Men is. Do you know what category that is? Is that fiction?
Why would you know what the category is? Jeez.
Do you know there's a
Wouldn't
book
that be instructional?
called The Guide to Anal Sex for Men? It's in the nonfiction section, bro.
Anal sex for dummies.
Sorry, I don't know.
Anal sex for butt fucks.
This is type shit. Okay, this is the, what is it? The Guns That Last Night light. Wait, hold on. Let me turn off the light. Hold on. Oh, it still doesn't want to show. Fuck. Okay, wait, hold on. You see this? It's completely masculine, no gayness. This is perfectly. I read this in middle school.
I can't believe Lalo's a real person sometimes when he says stuff like that. Like somebody's gonna be watching this and being like, "Oh, I don't know about Lalo. He's not very masculine." Oh wait, he's reading a Rick Atkinson book. Now he's masculine.
Actually. Okay, there you go.
Lalo, you just need to own your masculinity and not rely on validation from other people, or don't base your masculinity on what you read or what you watch, dude. Just own it.
Masculine, no gayness. You can't make this shit up.
What's it about?
So it's about the crossing of the Remagen Bridge, which was the last one that the Germans had before the it was after the Normandy and what do you call it, D-Day, right? So basically the Americans did a couple operations throughout northern France, and then they eventually, after Antwerp and conquering the lowlands, they were able to cross a couple bridges across Strasbourg north up to the, like, throughout Alsace-Lorraine, and the bridge of Remagen was basically the culmination of the Germans being from in foreign territory to defending their own heartland.
Oh yeah, you're right. No gays are into like.
Somebody, or I see all in the chat, says it's about young men lying in trenches together, breathing heavily, sweating. Totally not gay though.
Nazi stuff.
No, this is an American point of view. It's an American platoon. You're coping.
They were pretty fashionable.
It's about young men lying in trenches together, breathing heavily and sweating. Totally not gay, though.
That's such a perverted thing to say. Honestly, imagine those World War II veterans hearing that characterization. How gay? How gay? I mean, by that logic, you could be like, "Oh, the Super Bowl, all the locker room shower prior to the game." Okay, well then, fuck you. That's not the point. It's a perversion. These people are seething in chat. Fuck y'all. Now, what'd you think of my new comb? Look at this shit.
I need my glasses. Grace cucked me.
I watched a Lifetime movie this morning to review for my channel, and there was a guy in it that I would 100% cast as Lalo. I'll put a picture up in my community tab.
Yeah, I can carry this in my pocket now.
Does it have a case?
Nothing straighter than showing off your accessories.
I got a new case.
Is Lalo like a 1950s hoodlum? Why does he have a switchblade comb?
My mom gave it to me. Look at this. So I can
Wait,
make my
does
own.
it has a sleeve?
I'm not
that
one of
goes
them.
in?
What?
Did you take it out of a sheath, or does it just looks like that?
It just looks like this.
Hey, Kelvin, how's it going?
I guess it would be.
Okay, can you give us a demonstration?
Oh, show it to Grace. Hilarious. Grace, you gonna see this.
Okay.
It's like a. I guess it's affirming. You find that affirming?
Bronson, where are you hitting? I'm not balding yet.
I prefer mine in teens.
Unbelievably gay to show off a comb. No, it's actually completely straight. I'm just playing into it. You guys are coping.
Oh, that's amazing, Kelvin. I would if I ever get Elon Musk money, believe we're getting that Lalo Zorro movie. Lalo, the gay blade.
Showing off your accessories, super
Wait,
straight.
This is actually him. Can I read this? Do you care?
Yes.
I'm drunk, so anything goes.
She drank 5 beers, by the way. Complete
No,
bitch.
wait.
So classic.
It's classic, though. Okay. Who do you think this text is from?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Oh, hang on. IBBN Pro says, this dude for sure had a book bag with wheels on it in school. And someone else pointed out that Lalo had Grace alone in the RV and never kissed her.
All right, read it.
No, guess.
Dalmatian.
Nope, not Dalmatian.
No, let her read it. Let her read it. Let her read it.
Oh, okay.
Discord. You can go through those.
I'll read it so she has plausible deniability.
Possible.
Don't let Ben discourage you. That Tommy one nut guy has been wanting to fly you out. A lot of men still find you very desirable and breedable. I'm not one of them, but I'm still.
Wait a minute. King TL is trying to impregnate Grace? What? I didn't know that. I didn't know he was trying to hook up with her.
Hashtag
Oh, I know who it is.
Hashtag baby by ThorpCon 2026. It is
What?
classic, Ben. Who do you think it is?
Guess who?
OPC.
Yeah, bing, ding, 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 ding. WPC.
Grace has a lot of men in her orbit that like want her to be impregnated, but they all want someone else to do it. Like they all seem invested in Grace getting fucked or impregnated, but none of them are the people who will do it. Like what's OPC Don? Who says many men find you very breedable? I'm not one of them, but what's up, Ananje? If you're not in the Discord, or if you are but you didn't go in yet, OPC Don is on a huge tear in the Discord. He's like, he's back, like, essentially. He still wants his money back, but, like, he's back. He's, like, spilling his guts in the Discord.
No
Chat
way.
got it pretty quickly.
I usually think
Yikes.
this is sacred.
Okay, I
I'm a
hear
little tipsy, and that's just a little too funny.
For Ruby, really, dude? Come on, man. At least
it's
what
trending
the
for
fuck
TV
are we doing, chat? Jesus Christ. What an awful Jesus.
Why would he?
Like, the Dalmatian situation is a good example. Like, Dalmatian is fixated on getting a hand job, but when it comes to, like, actually having sex with Grace, he's always using Lalo as a proxy. He's always like, oh yeah, Grace should just hook up with Lalo. They'd be a good couple, you know. Lalo's a good guy. Like, it's always, for him, it's always Lalo. OPC Don trying to get King TL in.
He referred to you as breedable. That
I'm not.
wait,
one
wait.
of
I
them.
just want to point out. He said,
And
I'm,
I get
but not
shitted
by
on.
me.
he said, I'm still rooting for you, but he spelled rooting RO.
Oh, if you're like into what I think it's kind of a deep cut on the turtle issue with OPC Don. There was a huge dive in the Discord chat. Unfortunately, not a VC or anything, just in the chat. But OPC went back and forth with a few people over basically explaining the entire turtle situation, like super in depth. And he pretty much broke it all down. And I mean, people still hate him, but at least we know his complete side of the turtle lore.
OUTING.
How would you spell it?
Which somebody should interview him and get that information on video, because nobody's gonna, I mean, I guess maybe like Naptown or somebody might take the time to go through the Discord, but most people aren't going to.
ROOTING. I'm
Yeah.
rooting for you. This is routing.
What
Like,
does
I'm
rooting mean?
Like I'm
Where does that come
rerouting
from?
you,
Rooting.
right? Am I right, guys? ROUTING.
I would
It's
go
a
Well,
typo.
Well, he's got home repair on the brain, you know, routing wires, you know, for the YouTube channel.
Wait, he's now saying there's going to be a
This is black cherry gelato. I don't know what the THC percentage is, because I had to put it. It came in like one of those metal envelopes. So I put it into this thing, which is for a different strain. But yeah, it's black cherry gelato.
ThorpCon 2026. Is he inviting himself to that one as well?
Well, for the baby shower at ThorpCon 2025, he's got to be there too.
No,
So.
it's gonna be Lalo
It just
time.
makes
Where are
sense.
your orbiters, bro?
He's
Yeah,
gonna,
wait,
Well, he will-
he's gonna start saying like hashtag ThorpCon 2050, and he's gonna be like, right, Grace, and I'll be like,
Well, because he's not gonna start his channel until 2025. So you need to let you start.
Yeah, I like it. I don't remember if it was Leafly or what, but I read a review of it. It was really cheap. I paid like $40 for a quarter. And in the Leafly or one of those descriptions, somebody called it gooner weed. So I was like, yeah, I got to get the gooner weed. Yeah, I hate that. This was shake. That's why it was so cheap. But yeah, it gets like stuck in the things. I hate it.
he's not gonna talk to me until 2027. By the way.
Oh yeah.
27. No, it's 25.
Oh, he sent another one. Come on.
I'm sorry.
He just wants our
He has a
attention.
genre. It's like the public live DM.
Stop cooking.
Oh,
the
by the way, I
content.
have guys. I have.
I'm not cooking the content.
I have
Yo,
a bunch of new
WOPC,
stuff
let's
for
go. Go
Dolly.
hard. What?
I want you to do Dalmatian texts.
Okay.
Ava texted me and said that I need to be aware of Dalmatian because he's completely delusional about me, and I need to stop indulging him.
I mean,
Meanwhile, she has him on.
Yeah, remember that arc where like Ava was all negative about Dalmatian Dog, that he was a stalker and all this stuff, and then out of the blue, like he became a regular on her chat. Now she was in the Discord yesterday trying to get Cabana Man Dan to come over to her channel. She's like slowly trying to take all of the Grace simps one by one.
On
He
her
could be
streams
actually
every
psycho.
time he clicks the link. So
It's pretty nice though.
he said today. He hasn't spoken to me for like
when he came back
2
and the lights
weeks.
came on,
I miss
when
you,
the
heart
mirror,
emoji.
that was
Grace,
a little-
Grace, am I still your friend? Grace, do you
Yeah.
still love me? Grace, read my texts.
Do you
Then
see
say
the
how
messages
sweet I
he
am.
sends to him?
Dalmatian
Oh,
is the
yeah,
sweetest
but-
man I've ever known.
That's basically the way I text Grace. Though, just
But like that's
Shout
also
out
how he
Dalmatian.
messages me and other,
Thanks
like,
for
everyone. Like,
texting
it's
me
a little
back.
psychotic.
yeah,
My favorite weed packaging is just when it looks like a, which I guess you can make a bigger one, like, but just like the film canister. It's like super easy to get any stuff out of it. I think that's probably like my favorite one. Like this isn't too bad. It's just like a little container. It's not too bad.
that's like manic.
I
I think
missed
it's manic
you.
Riz. I like it.
Ava will not approve.
Like, he
Dalmatian is
doesn't-
a
he just-
hazard.
what he's on
Dalmatian
the
is the
phone,
best
he's
content on
just-
this channel,
I
brother.
can't have manic Riz.
Yeah, we need
Dalmatian
Dalmatian
is
back.
out of 8
I miss him.
I can't
He's
have
good.
manic kindness.
I'm gonna do my daily complaining that Ava has a great piece of Thorp lore and refuses to release it. Grace was in like full on psychotic brat mean girl mode in Ava's chat, and it got the dynamic between the two got really interesting, and I wish Ava would make it public or at least let me review that section of the video.
Riz, just like out there on my
He's
own.
so good.
What is
Just tell
it?
us.
What does he say?
You have
You're
manic
bitch
Riz? I
made,
said
brother.
that.
Where did he even
No,
get that?
but
The affect. Yeah, it's North Carolina black. Hey, brother.
Psychotic Riz?
Whatever it is. Yeah, I miss Dalmatian so
Oh, there's
much.
2 conversations going on
You're-
again. Stop!
It's
Mute
Ruby.
them.
Look, you always-
Give me the attention. Anyway.
Are they still
All right.
talking about the? Yeah, get off that.
You're supposed psychotic. Riz.
Are we sure she's not pregnant already?
True, it was quite funny.
Anyway.
Yikes. Let's
You
not
did.
go there.
Shut up. Shut up. Don't acknowledge what I'm saying. Hey, dude, Grace is so immature. Okay, anyway.
One sperm, I'd consider it. I'm not really.
Do you feel like the reason that Grace and Lalo have such a good back and forth is because like at heart they're both mean girls and like they kind of celebrate like being mean girls?
Super consider it, but I would slightly. Depending on how
Slightly.
these
Well,
work out.
this is kind of a
Where did her hair
tangential,
go?
but
Forehead check. Anyway. Okay, what prime?
Forehead?
well, I was reading
Wanna
this.
go forehead
Ruby
to
Ruby
forehead
might
fit?
have.
No, I don't want to be.
Really
Ruby
wanna go
might
forehead
have.
to forehead fit?
Mine's
You look
perfectly
like you're
proportional.
on
Sure,
my
sure.
I thought Ava was like down for the count, or Ruby was down for the count, and then she was like the Undertaker, like bong about my forehead, bitch.
Finger
You
test.
have like an 8-inch
Ruby.
forehead.
Finger test on the forehead. Hold on. Full screen Ruby. Prawn, you
Grace is the ultimate mean girl. 100% agree. Absolutely.
suck so
Look at
much.
these red pillars. They do this.
Wait.
I'm a
Do
red
the
color,
finger
too.
test. Do the finger test.
All right, what is it?
Oh, she's felt it. Oh no.
You put fingers up to your.
OPC is
You see how many. You see how many fit over your eyebrows to the top of your head. So I can fit 4.
Okay. But I have very tiny hands. Can we use your hands?
You know,
Are they
I
normal?
take-
Mine are
I take
very
offense-
small.
She
I
is
take
so
offense
felt.
Your hands are
at what
like
I
big hands
said
or,
and not at what OPC said.
What?
5 head in the
Who's
closet.
my hands?
It's not to me. But there are guys out there that you don't take offense at.
No, you know why nobody takes offense to that? Because OPC is a.
Look at Lalo like preening and like looking and admiring himself. This is why Lalo right now is like a wrestling villain to me. You're not a success story. That Grace rant in the van or in the RV, like that was so when she was just like in complete nuclear psychotic brat mode. That was so amazing.
a fucking loser incel, and you're not. So people take offense when you're insulting. When he's insulting, it's just laughable. Okay? So double diss on both of you.
14-year-old just snapped back. Okay, dude, shut the fuck up. Okay, can we get the forehead test or what? Like,
Oh
All right,
my
what do you
God.
want?
You just put fingers on your forehead and you go from your eyebrow to your hairline.
2, 3, 4. I don't know. It's like,
Wait, put your.
damn, there's like 2 inches left. Oh my God, what the fuck? Jesus.
No, it's 4. She's got 4. It's 4.
No, I'm gaslighting.
It's gonna be 4
Hold
for
on.
Lalo.
yeah, let's see.
It's 4 for everyone. That's why it's called a 4.
Nah,
He actually believes in the storyline. See, I don't know a lot of the older Lalo lore. I've went through a little bit of it, but I've only been around since he made his like recent return. But yeah, his energy is definitely evolving in this little run he's having right now. I mean, I'm here for the villain, for the what would it be called, like villainry? But it's entertaining. But he definitely, I think, has some. I don't. What's the issue with Ruby? Like, what? I don't know why. I mean, obviously, if he sees her as like, I don't want somebody else to be Grace's bestie. Like, I get that, but it just seems really like personal. You think Grace would be a very difficult person to be friends with IRL? I think I would get along with her pretty well because I don't have expectations that a lot of the other people that she hangs out with would have. So I feel like I would be able to get along with her, but I think Grace is probably just one of those kind of friends where if you have a similar, like, kind of confrontational attitude, then you just have to accept that you were going to butt heads sometimes and, you know, just get over it. Would Grace even hang out if not being recorded? I don't know. I don't know. Has anybody like asked, or has it been said of like, has Lalo or anybody talked about like much about what happens when the cameras are off? Oh, Richard Ramirez, absolutely. Like the Lalo on his channel, that's like a complete like kayfabe. That's complete like fronting. That's like a projection maybe of what like Lalo thinks he should be, but I don't think that's the real Lalo, and I think that's like the inferior Lalo. I think this mean girl, like drama queen Lalo is like the peak Lalo. And like the Washington trip, that was amazing. That wasn't like red pill Lalo.
4 with a space for him.
What space? What space,
Oh,
bitch?
God. I don't know. You know where it's on the temples? Yeah.
Prawn.
I bet you already have some kind of like powder you put around there to kind of hide it.
Powder?
Pretty solid 4.
You know what I'm talking about, bitch.
All right, yeah. I've never seen anybody do 5. You'd have to add a thumb.
It's time. Dick's out.
Just to whip it out.
Like, look how like and in my opinion, he is genuinely happy here. Like he cannot stop smiling. He can't keep like. He's essentially beaming. He's really in his moment here. So like I get why he does the red pill stuff, but I think like this Lalo's like having the time of his life during segments like this.
How many dicks will fit on the forehead?
Yeah, he said he measured his dick using.
How many dicks on the forehead? Look at Lalo's face. He's thinking about it.
His iPhone, because he knows how long it is.
How long?
Now, Lalo, were you?
The Thorps can't maintain relationships. They have no IRL friends. It seems like I mean, obviously there's always like pretty constant drama, but have any of the like Thorpiters actually like cut ties and just never come back? Like all the people that I've seen them kind of feud with have all come back. Like even Darius is back.
Tempted to like, you know, press down on the head a little just to get another quarter inch.
No.
Like how do you say like, okay, this is like a scientific measurement of my erect penis? Like, do Do you not touch it at all?
This is a foreign concept to Ben, so he's like, "Oh, how does he do it?" But listen, what you do is like when you measure it, you just don't put any weight on beyond what the ruler is or the iPhone. In my case,
Are you guys hearing this? Look at the absolute joy in Lalo's face when he's talking about measuring his penis. I mean, this is this is great content. He was like, he couldn't even wait for like Ben to quit talking. Like he was so ready to jump in and like share this expertise.
But the
Listen,
iPhone has a little bit of weight.
Keep
Not
hassling
enough to
Lalo
press it
about having
down.
less views than you. It really sets him off. Well, yeah. Wait, how many did he have?
Well,
Like
Lalo,
800,000.
I have a
like
little bit of a
five and
mound,
a half
so you
million.
like a mound.
Yeah.
Do you-
So we
you
can
don't
you
press
can
it
fight
into
with
the
that if
mound
you
a
want,
little?
but I think I won that one.
You got to measure from your asshole to the tip.
Well, that's cheating. That's like 14.
what an odd.
Lalo with the fake yawn at the one comment Princess makes. Like, look, and Princess knows he's about to get like he's about to get some heat from Lalo.
Doesn't that sound better?
Do you think any guy has ever like tried to slice it off, like his? You know how it's like attached.
What is Lalo? Look at like the only thing I can do is watch Lalo's face because he's making these just like wild. Like, oh yeah, Lay Geno. He has come back into the greater Thorposphere, but I don't think he's been back on ThorpTV. But I remember he did like a Nicky New interview, I think, fairly recently. Like, watch Lalo's facial expressions if you haven't been watching them.
There, then it becomes unattached. It could be a lot longer, but you couldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there are people who like that guy in Kiss. He cut that thing on the bottom of his tongue. That holds it back.
You can do that too.
Like you see how a dog. You ever seen how a dog? It's like
There's
it's
a
like
procedure that you
the
do
dick
to
is like
unlock
sewn
your dick,
on.
like make it longer.
But then it would be hanging like.
You do that with your
behind
clitoris too to
legs.
make it into a semi-penis. You like unleash your clitoris from where it's
Really?
hooked in, and you project it out to get.
What the fuck up? Okay.
Unleash your clitoris? Wow. Can we get some like public service announcements to that message?
Okay, let's why didn't she go blonde
Male-
today? What happened? And
male
why is she wearing that
kegels?
shirt? What's happening?
Why you want some
Just,
ideas about
you
what to do
know,
about your clit?
content went a certain way, and we'll do the bleaching
Then you
some
could
other
swallow your own
time.
tongue and choke on it
I have all the stuff.
if you do that.
It's
I
just
don't
a
know
lot
about
of
your
prep.
dick.
I mean, I kind of get that, but at the same time, I think there's like a lot. I mean, there's obvious reasons why, like people OPC Don's age, like would be interested in watching Grace. It's just whether like, because OPC Don admitted that he didn't like Grace and he didn't like the content, but he thought that she would be like a good presenter. So I mean, OPC Don was watching just to watch Grace, basically. It is like too kind of like a, I don't know, because I mean ultimately you're right. I'm just a lot of people that are my age, and I'm just like I'm a tier below like I think OPC Don and Ben in age, but like most people my age that I know like don't really watch YouTube, and they really wouldn't have any, they wouldn't really understand the concept of like that people broadcast their life and then you just tune in and watch every day or whatever. Like they wouldn't understand that at all. So probably overall, yeah, there's probably a very small percentage of people that are like my age or older that are involved at all in these communities. Oh, I think he was too, but he was saying like that he didn't like her content, and he, you know, he wanted to come in and like overhaul her basically. No, I'm a lot older than that.
I don't even
Well,
want you to do it,
you
but
can
since you've been
get all
teasing
over
it so long, it's like at this point, you know, niggas need
Like,
a sign of life, a pulse.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
Laura.
it.
Yeah, I'm 45. That's why Grace calls me Grandpa on YouTube.
To where like it
Alright.
actually
What are you
went
bitching
back
about
to
now,
the
Prawn?
outfit. You know
That
what I
looked
mean?
terrible. Oh
Like,
my
it's
god,
hard
I'm
all
so
the way down.
puffy.
I'm so white you can't say that near me.
Yeah, on your own thing.
What?
Nigga?
I don't know. I don't think it would be.
Yeah,
good.
you too.
Welfare? Is that you're so white you can use the welfare around you? Unemployment? Ugh, what? Okay, anyway. Jesus.
Hurricane, what's up, little bitch?
What?
And I'm talking to you, stupid loser and
All the drama keeps me young.
irrelevant.
No, nobody heard you. That's the problem.
No, you said
Not
bitch.
talking to
You
you,
said
stupid
bitch
loser,
and
irrelevant. What's up, Hurricane?
What?
Oh, in chat, Hurricane Pero in
Ruby?
chat.
Ruby's so drunk she's hallucinating.
Oh,
Ben having
Chaotic
a Riz.
Chaotic Truth also saying what's up? What up,
No,
Chaotic?
Lalo. Dude, Lalo should 100% use this stream like to promote himself as like, aren't there like people on TikTok who like just make videos of themselves like moving their faces to music and shit? I feel like Lalo would be good at that. He's making some really wild, like pulling some wild faces here.
Anyway, too much jive going on. So no blind stream. The dating stream.
It's happening.
This is how it's right now. This is it. You guys are dating. You don't even know it.
Who was the first one to do like this like pretend shipping thing? I don't get it. It's really like annoying.
Wait,
Instead,
pretend shipping of what?
like you're like, oh my god, people are saying that. You know, like
I don't usually feel old unless I'm around other people that are my age. And then like I realize like how differently like we view a lot of stuff. Like I said, I don't know very many people that are my age that would, they think that like YouTube is just like tutorials on how to fix your computer or like, you know, how to, they think it's all like all useful. They don't understand like even the concept of watching like somebody play a game, let alone you know, watch a 12-hour a day drama stream. That's what I was thinking, Calvin. I thought it was at first.
or
Wait,
Ben.
what?
Yeah.
With who?
Yeah, Ben's like, oh,
Wait,
I
with
don't
who?
know,
Yo,
it's
guys, is
anchor.
this
It's like,
good bait or not? Chaotic Truth says I'm a racist.
he's nagging you.
Change my mind.
You're a racist.
Is he bait? What is this good bait?
No, it sucks.
Why in the middle of all this would they be like, Chaotic Truth sending a message just calling Grace a racist?
I would take it.
Wait,
I don't
He's
think
a
I
guy
would-
in his
Truth
30s
is on
and
our
like so
channel?
bad
Yeah,
at media.
he's in the chat.
He's in the
He's
chat.
calling her a
What did he say?
racist.
He said you're a racist?
He says Grace is a racist.
Love you
Prove
too,
me
William.
wrong. Change my mind. Something like that.
Chaotic, come join the panel.
Grace question mark?
Chaotic Truth is a great he's a great moderator.
Not true.
Not here. But he has become
It's good, Chaotic.
Like woke.
Has he really?
Yeah. I used to have to convince him that black people had redeeming qualities. Now he tells me that there's no fatherlessness problem among blacks. Also that there's no health, like eating problems among blacks. And
Yeah.
what else was the other thing?
I forgot.
Is this true? Somebody in the chat said Grace once pulled up a photo of a chimp in a suit while she was on Chaotic Truth stream, shaking my head. Well, I think you'll be all right, Richard. I don't want to break terms of service, but I can you can make it even if you have.
It
He
was
got
something else.
scared
I need
into
a
being
lighter.
woke.
Is that right?
I think he got shamed.
Well, here he is
Name.
to make his case. What's up, Chaotic?
Going on? How you guys doing? I just got done with a live stream.
What an honor.
Good stream?
It was a great stream. How
One
you
of the
guys doing?
greats.
Yeah.
I beg your
Doing
pardon.
good. Doing good.
Yeah.
You said you're one of the greats.
Thank you, man.
Chaotic, do you know our friend Lalo right above you?
How's it going, Queen? Only on ThorpTV can you have like an absolutely like catastrophic like friendship breakdown, and then half an hour or an hour later the people are still there and you've moved on to a panel about whether or not one of them is a racist.
I do not. No.
He's a white supremacist, 100% Mexican.
Hey, I support it. Hey, that's
Big court day tomorrow. You check the docket. Not to be Lalo, but elaborate. Why don't you think it looks good? Look at Lalo Illuminati confirmed. Look, he's doing the one eye. Oh boy.
hey, I support it.
He just because you're into politics somewhat.
I saved up my membership notification just to say that Chaotic Truth sucks.
Just covered the Kamala Biden rally, recent Kamala, and he hit like 125K views.
Yeah,
Look at him.
Yeah,
he went
There
viral.
you go.
when somewhat viral. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, let's.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
Ben.
yeah,
The
yeah,
angle
yeah,
was
yeah.
like. All right. Anyway, so
Somebody told me that yesterday, and I meant to follow up with them and ask them what they knew about the contempt of court, but I got like swept up in the content. 2 contempt of courts.
to get to the bottom of it, is Kamala Harris either half black or like a quarter? Now, when I read and I was investigating the candidates 5 years ago, I read that the father was half Irish, half black, hence the name Harris.
Chaotic Truth, he has like I think his channel's a little bit bigger than most of the panels that the Thorps go on, but I mean it's like a black discussion, centered discussion channel, and you can like imagine what happens when the Thorps go on there.
Right?
He also
Now-
has autism, by the way.
Coping, sharper, smarter than everybody. All right. So anyway, when we get to the bottom of it, Chaotic, my question to you is, like I said before this
He's a genius.
interrupted me. Yes.
Truth Seeker knows with a great dramatic comment. Everyone pay attention to poor Grace. She's intruding on a home that cats live in. The squatter is puffy and has allergies. Leave, go to your homeless van. How does Truth Seeker Knows always have these like great comments?
Do the
Adderall
IQ test. Wait,
fuels
actually,
genius.
no, wait. Do the IQ test. Do the IQ test.
He got it. Wait, chaotic.
Wait, can you tell Lalo
Wait,
what
hang on.
my score is?
Me
Nobody
and
cares,
Lala
bitch.
did an IQ test live.
You can't stand Lalo. Let me ask you this, Laura. Do you dislike Lalo in the sense that you would prefer that he just not appear? Or do you dislike Lalo in the way that when he's on the stream, you want to see bad things happen to him? The court drama fascinates you. Fascinates me too. Coping, moping, sharper, smarter than everybody. Lalo 2024. Lalo is like living here. Like his facial expressions are fantastic. How's it going, Grace?
On stream, which I highly suggest you and everyone on your panel take because it's a lot of fun and
Yeah.
it's good content.
Also, can we just note the IQ cap between me and Lalo?
if you look up the Mensa IQ test, the first link
I know
you'll get on Google. What do you think your IQ is?
My IQ, 101 maybe, maybe.
That's probably more like
Okay.
I see Lalo like a like a villain that I want to see like get knocked around. But I like to see him like pick up some W's along the way to like build himself back up again. I think Lalo, when he's like at his apex of mean girl energy, is extremely entertaining to watch. But you just got to get him ratcheted up to that point. And he's flying super close to the sun right now with like the Ruby stuff. He's way up in the clouds.
I
Oh,
got a 100. I got a 100.
Grace got exactly the mean for whites, and Lalo got exactly the mean for Mexicans.
88.
And I got
Hey Grace, if you're still in here, what was the energy like in Ruby's apartment like after after the real blow up, like where she got up and she went and got the you like after you asked her if you could borrow the money for a Diet Red Bull, she got up and left. Like, what was the energy like when she came back and then like the panel stuff started? Was it like a weird feeling or no?
121, bitch.
Wait a minute, who got 80?
That's
Wait a minute,
almost
wait a
two
minute, he got 88.
stands above Lolito.
Yeah, but it wasn't under like ideal
I know, but we were all taking the
circumstances.
same test. I just would
No,
like
he has
to
a.
point out that I am
I could tell within 2 minutes of him. He's like a 140 to be
That's
honest
two
with you.
standard deviations.
Yeah, I
above.
thought I don't. I think he
Yeah,
was
I-
nervous.
Lala.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it was real. I think he's
Yeah.
smart.
You know,
But
But
I, you know,
anyways,
I
Okay,
heard-
yeah, it's totally
I heard a
smart.
little
I-
birdie in my head that told me take it like a fentanyl addict, and I'm like, okay, Ruby channeling. I got an 88. Sorry, you're not a
Then,
one.
well, if you took it like me, you might have gotten higher, bitch.
True.
You can't reverse the reverse. That was just awkward on your own.
Yeah, I'm not.
No.
You're
Anyway.
trying to reverse into a world where
You're
you
gonna
could
break your back trying to
score
talk to me, and
higher
I'm
than
not gonna
85.
respond.
Like
Tough a
retard.
bitch.
No, but she
What-
took
Anyhow,
she took the same test we took, Lalo, and she got a 120 or something.
I don't fucking
What's
care.
that?
Lalo is like so into his mean girl era here. This is fantastic. How's it going, Marcus Clay? Lalo again looking like a psychic here, apparently. He's trying to channel like some mind games with Ruby.
I don't believe it.
What's genius level?
I think
It's
it's
like
120,
140.
right?
I
Yeah,
actually
120.
didn't
I thought it
believe
was 112.
my faith in you was higher. I didn't believe that you got 85. I was like, I believed more in you. Or
I think
88
he
or
was
whatever.
nervous, man. This dude is pretty
I
smart.
was
dude.
like,
Listen.
damn, how did I score
yeah,
two
yeah.
standard
I was nervous.
deviations?
I'm a very introverted guy. I'm severely
You
autistic,
must
and
be
you
a
know,
retard. I couldn't believe it.
Well,
Well,
Process,
don't
did you take it to process?
no, now I might have to. I want to see how I compare, or it could be really embarrassing. But also, Ruby has what we all.
I mean, this is to me, I think earlier we were talking about it. I think Grace is the ultimate mean girl. Like, because she can do say the craziest shit or like the meanest shit, but then she has like that switch she can flip where she's like where she just she just comes off like so sweet and like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like she's got the mind games and like the psyops that go along with like having the like confrontational, like personal attack mentality. So I think Grace would out mean girl Lalo, but Lalo's a pretty high level mean girl when he wants to be. The awkward goodbye video with Ruby reacting, yeah. That's a great segment.
What some must have street smarts.
Do you think that part of this look at Lalo, what's going on with this guy? Ruby did really make a big deal about the Lalo goodbye and made Grace play it on stream. And then she made, I think, a video of herself reacting to Lalo saying goodbye. Grace will switch up on you out of nowhere. I agree. Definitely. I think Grace is, and this isn't a criticism because I actually think people like this can be like a lot of fun. I think Grace, even in real life, is a troll. And I think she would definitely I think she could run some psyops, but not like in a way to like permanently injure you or anything. I just think she really likes like social games, and when she knows the person, when it's the lady that spray paints the eggplants on the shoes, she's very polite and cordial.
Oh, okay.
That's right, bitches.
That doesn't really
Chaotic-
help with an IQ
Chaotic,
test.
you like diversity. Process
That
is
doesn't,
a
right?
genuine liberal. He's left of center.
Me too.
I've been on chaotic truths.
Like, I don't have any. I think the fact that Grace is kind of a social wild card is a huge, like, positive as a friend. I think that, like, would really up the fun factor because I think we've seen that Grace is able to kind of do wild shit, but do it without really putting herself at much risk, if that makes sense. So, like, the content seems really crazy, but most of the time, like, there's really not any danger of much of anything happening, but like just that energy of like anything could happen, I think is fun to be around.
Stream.
You know it's Francis.
Oh,
Wait.
you guys know each other?
Process.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no process.
Do you think I'm on the left still, or do I count?
You're pretty centrist, if not. I don't know
like
where you
when-
fall
I
exactly.
like
when process calls in and shows that he's more moral than the Christian conservative Bible thumpers that follow my page. I like that an atheist has more civility and order than the Christian conservatives.
He's like the Bill Maher. Wow.
No, he's just a beta. You're just mistaken. He's just a beta.
Yeah.
They're easily
He-
confused.
Women tonight have been brutal, self-effacing, self-harming.
Oh, by the way,
brutal.
Ben, I only like diversity when it happens naturally. I really do believe in segregation, to be honest with you. But if it happens naturally, I rock with it too. But forced integration was the worst thing. I agree with you on that, man.
She's a natural meaning. Well, yeah, I mean, she's a mean girl. No two ways about it. Like, for sure.
Really? Because usually you give me a pass because I'm a white guy to come on your panel. So
No, I'm not talking about
agree with
panel.
me
No,
on
I'm not
that. I was
talking about panel. I'm
advocating
talking
for
about real.
I mean, you can tell that it's natural, like in that video where she goes like Dark Phoenix on Ruby. Like, there's like a glow to her whenever she's in that like apex social predator mode.
Real life. No, I'm talking about real life. No,
You like that, right?
real life. No.
Yeah, freedom of association.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
different than segregation. I think
But-
that's important.
We self-segregated anyways after desegregation.
No, I feel as though if whites are doing something in an event, I think it should be an underlying rule. Like, we really don't want you here. And I feel like a lot of
I feel like she definitely personally attacks people sometimes. She does attack their arguments, yeah. Like when she had when she like debated Aphrodite over her sexual assault, like she didn't really make like direct bombs across Aphrodite personally, but like she definitely knows how to like skirt that line where it's pretty obvious that somebody's fucking with you, but you just don't have that like hard evidence. Like you can't just point to like, okay, this is obvious. Like she's smart and subtle about it a lot of the time.
people should be like that, to be honest with you. It should be like some unwritten rule. I agree with that kind of stuff. Yeah.
It usually happens that way, though, doesn't it?
But it
Naturally?
usually happens naturally anyway. So yeah. But I do like diversity when it happens naturally.
I would agree with that, Wilmar. I think her like real anger comes out when she's reactionary.
Perfect.
Diversity
Okay.
of opinion. I like that more than
I like
diversity of
opinion.
color.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Now I'd like to address your comment in the chat. I don't know if you're just baiting or what, but you said
was
I'm
baiting
racist.
you.
See, I called it.
I was baiting.
I think there are probably some videos on my playlist that I didn't have it on. I know one of I think Toxic Trad Girl Summers, I was like running late, so I did it I was like wearing a skeleton pajama outfit, and I don't think I had a hat on.
And it works.
Aren't we all racist?
Is there?
I'm
I
racist.
know I am. I'm openly racist. Yeah.
I'm openly and proudly racist.
Yeah, I'm openly
Is it
racist.
racist
I'm not.
thinking that your race is better than other races?
I don't think I'm not racist in that sense, and I'm not. And well, you know, the black race ain't better than no other goddamn
Could
race,
be.
other than maybe dancing or something. But nah, I don't know. I'm racist in the sense of I like being my race. Yeah, I'm racist in that sense. Yeah,
That's not racist.
That's
You
like
don't
saying
think
that's
so?
like that's so odd.
How would that be
What the fuck?
racist?
That's like saying like I'm a
Like my race,
feminist
that's-
in the sense that I like being feminine. Like that's not
or a
really
woman.
the same
Yeah.
thing.
I like to
Okay.
judge people based on their race.
No, you know
But
they
it's
used to do.
But you're defining racism or being a racist as I think my race is better than your race. That's that.
Well,
that
it's a
would be racist.
pejorative term. For
You know-
Where's Ruby at? I'd love to get Ruby's side of like what was going through her mind in this moment. I can't remember if she was in the Discord at the time or what was going on.
You know what they used to do in diversity trainings to like F over the white guy? They would say, "What is the best part about being white?" How do you answer that?
That sounds like they're trying to catch you up, man. and get
Yes,
you
they
fired.
are. How do you answer
Yeah.
that?
You can't answer.
The privilege.
better
That's fair.
genetics,
Yeah.
better.
Well, the best part about being white, I would just say like you could just say being alive. That would be kind of. I feel like that would be hard to. Well, somebody could then say like, "Oh, well, you're alive because of X, like, because you were born in America or whatever." I guess that is kind of a easy to misinterpret question.
They're looking.
No, I
Who put that question on there? Like, does Ben have any references for that? That seems like a weird question to put on like a job application.
know what
High
how you can answer it.
IQ.
No, this is no. You can't answer that way. This is how you answer it. You go, well, my wife bitches can get makeup easier at CVS.
Truth Seeker knows in the chat says Ben is racist and Grace very much is racist. Don't fall for Grace's act. She's every bit Ben.
Then you triumph. Then you
Yeah.
The fact that I'm not afraid of the police.
I could get band-aids in my
Dead
skin
air.
tone.
I can get band-aids in my skin tone. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you got to say.
There you go.
I can get Hallmark cards that.
Don't they make brown band-aids right now? Aren't they doing that now?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They make
They
those
don't,
now.
they,
Yep.
don't, they don't buy band-aids. It's just let their infections kind of subsume them. They love being bedridden. But look, the bottom line is like, they are
There we
racist
go.
insofar as these white people.
See, this is a W for Lalo because everybody else is openly saying like they're racist, but Lalo, he's not going to say that he's racist. He's going to show us. That says something about Lalo's character. He's not going to tell us, he's going to show us.
People, they get the black dude and all they can obsess over is race. Like, oh, race postulate circle jerk. It's like if you had a gay friend and all you could talk about is like the one gay movie you saw 15 years ago by Jake Gyllenhaal and that other dude.
He started it by talking about race. He called me a racist.
No. It's like if you had a friend that had a niche interest, so he starts talking about it because that's the pretext. But then you want to get into other stuff. I mean, these black people only don't want to talk about race, and the ones that do are insufferable. Let's get some autistic French bitch.
Those band-aids are also stolen more. Total coincidence. Really, I don't think black people steal brown band-aids.
I would think black people like band-aids more than whites, and especially Hispanics.
Yeah, because they're more into like they're into like powder, lotion,
Yeah.
and lotion on patchy.
Wash.
Boy, you really, really, really have no idea what you're going to see or hear tuning into ThorpTV.
Cloths.
You know who steals the most?
Sanitary in some
But
way.
you know who
Shea
steals-
butter.
in the white
You know who steals the most though? Old people do.
Really?
Is that true?
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
look it
true.
up.
They can get away from.
They can
they
get away
with
from it.
it.
Nobody
No one
expects
no one
it.
suspects. Yeah.
No, they just go in there, grab stuff. Yeah, believe it or not. I mean, I don't know. I think they do. I don't know.
Well, so if you get caught, you can just be like, oh, I had dementia. I didn't realize what I was doing.
Dementia. Yeah. But no, Grace, I was just playing.
What is going on? Is Lalo? Was this the Adderall era? What's going on with something's going on with Lalo here? Look at these faces that he's making. Lalo is such a performer. I would feel uncomfortable around him. Do you feel like he would try to pull you into like a performance, or are you saying like you think he's like you would have a hard time like feeling like that was a genuine encounter?
And with you, I just want to debate you, get you up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, what did you want to talk about now that you're up here?
Nothing. I just came to show some love for a couple of minutes. I'm actually about to prepare for tomorrow's show. I've been live streaming all day. I had to black out on the black today. I had to put the video unlisted, man. I had to black out. Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
This black person said that he said basically fuck. He said openly fuck chaotic because he lets white people on his panel and use the N-word. And I said, well, this is the First Amendment country. These white people can say whatever the fuck they want to say. If you have a problem with it, make your own damn channel and set your own rules. This is the First Amendment absolute.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that out the country if you don't like it. Go to Africa. Go to North Korea where they don't have a First Amendment. Go to China where they don't have it. Get out of here, man. And I think somebody even mentioned you, Ben. Like, oh yeah, you let Ben up there. I'm like, so fucking what? Why are y'all scared of Ben? He's just a human being. You know.
But I think chaotic. You've more recently been trying to like play to your black audience by protecting them by telling me that you're not aware of problems in the black society when I'm on there.
Well, I am aware of it. I actually, I mean, in my own life, I never experienced those problems, and most of my friends never did. But I did service those communities, man, where there was fatherless homes.
First of all, you have a great show. It's wonderful. Now, here's how you've leveraged your show to harm me. Ben Thorp is being censored or given an uneven platform on Chaotic Truth.
Homes. When I was a probation officer, most of my black clients grew up in fatherless homes. So I'm well aware of what you're talking about, Ben. I'm just messing with you, man. And I don't even know about the health thing. Now, I don't know about the black boys being overweight, but a lot of those black girls are overweight. I agree with you on that. So I agree with you on a lot of things, believe it or not.
But on your channel, you disagree about it. That's what I find interesting.
Well, I disagree for the sake of the argument, man. But I did disagree with the black boys being overweight. Now I wouldn't have any knowledge of it. Now I'm not in the education field anymore. But when I was teaching,
I'm not 100% sure, but I think I have that Chaotic Truth clip up, but I don't remember for sure. If not, I need to go back and get it.
and a lot of those black girls were overweight. A lot of flaming hot Cheetos and Arizona drinks.
Not the boys. I'm not talking about the athletic boys.
Boys are really skinny at a young age, man. I didn't really see it, but I could, if you've seen it, that's your experience. I'm not gonna knock it. I've never really seen it. Yeah.
No, he's right. I mean, I went to a nerd school. It wasn't really inner city, but like there weren't a lot of fat black boys.
A high school.
Yeah, in high school. Not
they
really.
tend to be,
A lot of them are real
muscular
skinny,
and,
man.
like,
Real skinny.
Not really. I can't remember like a fat black kid. A fat Spanish kid, yes. A fat black boy, no.
There would be some, but like generally they tend to be like more
Yeah.
Lalo needs to come clean and give us his full. We need a full drug screening on what was going on during this stream.
You weren't down south.
No, and that's probably a good argument too. No, I'm Midwest.
Is he mirroring Princess? What's going on here? Isn't that like the worst? Do you think that's like the worst feeling?
Yeah.
But did you feel, what I'm saying is, other than the actual thing, did you feel like you've been pivoting?
Dude, I lose it over some of these Truth Seeker Knows comments. Please, Grace fakes it like Ben. Grace is every bit of her father. 100% trash. We all know it.
Because I've got the sense like you're trying to make sure you don't seem like you're agreeing with me in order that you can seem more black.
Well, a lot of black people can't take the truth, to be honest with you, man. So you do have to hold a lot of the blacks' hands, to be honest with you, man.
Okay, so
like a Linwood, they call it.
You have to cater to that a little bit.
Sometimes, man. I mean, look, you should have seen this guy go off on me the other day. Well, yesterday. Said he was gonna kill me and stuff. A lot of blacks don't respect the First Amendment, man. A lot of blacks, they want to be perpetual victims, man.
Right.
Yeah.
But so you feel like you should meet him halfway on that?
I'm trying to meet him halfway. I was on a panel last night. I met some LGBTQs halfway. I didn't, I was asking questions. How did this happen? Where did it come from? I wasn't arguing with them like the other panelists were. So I think to a degree, we need to. Well, not we. You guys can do what you want to do. But I think to a degree, it's probably best to be a little bit more.
There are some like really out of pocket stuff going on in the Thorp chat.
Understanding of different people. Like even with Princess, what he calls in, Princess could tell you he's a staunch atheist. Princess, I don't sit there and judge you. I just let you talk and he proves the point.
Let him hang himself. Yeah, no, I get it.
No, I don't let him hang himself. No, Princess actually proves the point that these conservative.
Did Lalo just tell a black guy to go hang himself?
Christians aren't really moral people. He always proves the point. He's never violent. He never threatens people.
But if he did, it'd be more entertaining.
Well, yeah, it probably would.
He's never violent on the internet. Like, how would you be violent on the internet? And look at the guy, even in real life. How would he be?
I mean, Ruby assaults my ears every day, apparently. So anyway.
I mean, he bores everyone in the chat to death.
No, we're shitting on Ruby today. No, Prancel can live. Prancel can live. No.
They love me.
But what I'm saying is chaotic. If you're on a white, let's say a mostly white panel, are you going to shift your perspective than if you're on a mostly black panel?
Well, my perspective on a white panel will be probably held with more respect because I could be more truthful. A lot of times you have to sugarcoat things with the blacks.
But don't you think that holds you back if you're trying to play that game?
Paytex in the chat is taunting the Furby and reminding the Furby that they paid $100 like on behalf of chat to get rid of the Furby for the night.
Of like because
does.
Oh, okay. So you're saying, but you do it anyways.
I do it
his
because
audience is black.
a lot of the audience is pretty mixed, but you got to do
The very white guy. Oh, I know what you mean now. He was saying that whenever I misinterpreted that. Lalo was saying that when Chaotic Truth allows Process on the show, that like he lets him talk like as if to give him enough rope to like to make his own case about showing that he's wrong, essentially.
it with a lot of blacks, man. I got a lot of
Sorry, Lalo, didn't mean to stir up any allegations.
crazies that call in. Linwood, for example, he's threatened to kill me. He wants to be a perpetual victim. He hates white people, but he works at a white business. He drives a white man's car. So I'm just starting to realize there's no point of talking to
Wait, what do you mean white man's car? Like, is there an African car he's supposed to drive? What the fuck does that mean?
Is there an African? Well, okay. Well, is there an African car? No. Well, the Nigerians have the Nigerians have created the first black African car. It's called the Innocent. But other than that, yeah, you should look it up. It's called the Innocent. Yeah.
Would you guys have dinner with Process? Like, what do you think the rest of his place is like? Are these walls pink or white? He's got some like bamboo curtain. Hey, it's a really not. That's like that looks like a really nice thing behind him. But it doesn't like. I don't know that it like matches the Process vibe. He looks really pensive here.
70% of the resources in the area they built the car with.
Oh, Lalo 100% loves his face. Keeps looking at himself. He's been like basically for almost an hour just like mugging to the camera.
Yeah.
Wow, I wanted to look this up.
Yes, INNOSON, I believe. Innocent. Yeah.
Look at him making it like fluttering his eyebrow.
No, but yeah, Ben, I got a trigger card with the blacks, man. Yeah.
I do. I have met a lot of annoying black people online who just my people.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can handle it. It drives me fucking crazy.
It drives me crazy.
Don't you think ultimately all people like to hear the truth?
No.
Like what I'm saying is that
Yeah.
I mean I understand that there are a lot of people who just want to sit there and protect and like have this black solidarity and we all think all our women are queens and all this. Don't you come up here? But like in reality, they like it when a guy like I came on a channel. I forget what channel that was. Oh, Sharon
Bracy.
Oh, I know Sharon. Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah.
And he's a great guy, and he was very friendly. But they just me being white.
Here's a neat little bit of lore from the chat. So Lalo had told Grace that she looked puffy, and Grace responded, "Yes, Lalo, I have puff from the cat allergies." And then Lalo responds with, "That's odd, Grace." And then a follow-up of what a bad host Ruby is for the cat stuff.
They came up there and just it was the but then they were talking about it. I happened to pop on 20 minutes later. They were still
How did who get the black eye?
Coping for how bad of a person. And I only said to them something like I was talking about domestic violence, and I said that I think blacks on paper are more okay with what whites would often consider domestic violence. Like I think there's more of a tolerance for corporal punishment.
Absolutely.
But in actual fact, most like black women accuse men of domestic violence at much higher rates than white women. Which is interesting, but I was told that racist.
Also, you brought up abortion, that blacks are generally more conservative.
Yeah, blacks generally are pro-life.
Okay, so Truth Seeker Knows in the chat is talking to Josie and says, "Josie, please spare us your dreadful voice, thoughts, and looks. Josie, go away, please."
On paper, but in terms of abortions, the numbers are higher. And I think that's an interesting point. I don't think you can even interpret that as racist because they don't want it. And
those are uncomfortable truths, though, Ben. Very uncomfortable truths, man. I mean, I'm glad you do get on the panels and do that, man. To be honest with you,
but I don't last.
He should have used that as his opportunity to have a cool segue off by being, like, that's what that is, Ben. That's the truth, the chaotic truth. Now I'll see the Thorps later, and then just coast it out.
long. It's true.
No, and he
no.
wasn't like I know sometimes he says provocative shit or whatever, things that trigger people. He was just being totally normal. And they were like, they got so triggered. It was
But I think
great.
that, I think that ultimately that's
take it.
that's interesting for those panels, because if you're all just talking amongst yourself and saying the same shit, like, "Oh, you're my queen," you know, all this stuff, it gets boring. So like there are a ton of channels that are just circle jerking each other, and it's not just black people. It could be any group from anything.
Yeah.
But I do think on the internet
You woke up from hell, Tyrone? What happened?
as a I guess it would be a black male or female, it'd be hard to break out of that unless you are just in an all white space to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like
Truth Seeker Knows is like going all in on Josie. Josie is the ultimate bore panel killer. Everyone hates her. Please no.
a Destiny Channel or something like that, where it's just liberals.
Yeah.
But
Well, when
that's
Grace
the
said the
same
comment,
I mean, don't you think Lalo is bored always unless he's the one that's talking? I feel like if he's not in the conversation, he thinks the content sucks and it's boring. So I think unless he's like directly involved, I don't think he really likes content.
well, when Grace made the comment about the hair with the black hair, you should have seen how many comments that one video had. And it just further proved that a lot of black women don't really love their hair, man. I mean,
it's
if
true.
you really loved your hair, you wouldn't give a shit what Grace would have said. In my
Lalo put in the chat that he skimmed through this stream. Ruby's apartment is gross.
opinion, yeah.
And that, you know, that the N-word thing
I didn't
that
realize
Grace
that
got
got
into
so
there
much
for a while.
Yeah.
It was like a controversy, but I think it's a generational controversy, not a black-white controversy.
Yeah.
I don't think you would find a single black-white Chinese person age 15 who would not think it's a
Truth Seeker Knows is one of the most underrated Thorp chatters, I think.
joke whether the N-word is racist. Like, I just think they think it's a joke that boomers are concerned about, and like, maybe, I wouldn't say it at grandma's house, but like, I've got no problem because video game culture, I think, is like all boys saying the N-word constantly.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with race for them. It's like when I was a kid using the F slur in New England, everyone would use that word just to say, like, don't be a sissy, right? Don't be an F slur. And no.
Like, I will say, I'm not saying that I agree with what Ben is saying, but I'm old enough to have been in like the first wave of like online play and like the early, Halo and Call of Duties, and like, there's a reason that like that era is so infamous. Like, it was just constant slurs, and like, I don't think that everybody who was saying them from like a position of, the way they're used. So I get why Ben says that, but I mean, I feel like they've really clamped down on that. I think in COD now they like auto monitor the chat, and like certain words will like trigger an instant kick or something like that. Or maybe that was just the Reddit conspiracy.
No one thought of it as like, you know what I mean? And I think that's the truth with the N-word. So it's like a fake controversy, I think, almost.
No, it is. It's a good point, man. Guys, I gotta get the hell up out of here, man. Thanks for letting me on the panel, man. Salute to you.
Thanks for having on. Everybody check out Chaotic Truth on YouTube. He does live shows like every day. Open panels. Bye-bye.
That's right.
See you,
Why
Chaotic.
not that PFE though? What the? That's so weird. Anyway,
That's who he wants to be.
He's a great moderator.
so she is racist. There you go. The bait worked, guys.
Yo.
Oh yeah, early YouTube was crazy. My God. I mean, it's still, I feel like the last few years, YouTube has kind of shifted to where it's not quite as like restrictive. But for a while there, they really, maybe it was during that big ad thing, but like we went from being like the Wild West to where you couldn't say anything at all. I had videos that were like got demonetized during that time that were like, just because I was talking about what happened in a horror movie, like you couldn't even do that. Just seems like they're burning bridges with everyone. More Ben than Grace. They can't even go home because they're fighting with everyone there, and they don't want them to be there. That's sad. They did go back to, or at least Grace went back to the studio recently, right? I think she did a live stream. What was the title of it? It was like, I understand the pattern now. I'm locked in, something like that. So I think they go back there. I just don't think they want to like, they feel comfortable staying there.
Great moderator. Sharon is
That's
too.
such an insult. That's such an insult. Like if he had any ego at all, he'd be seething at that comment. You make for a good janitor, Princess, and you'd be like, "Oh, thank you, Daddy. Oh, please." No, what the fuck? That's
You're
rude.
welcome.
That's rude.
No,
You're
that's not
welcome?
true.
Okay.
Some people are good moderators. Some people are good panelists. Or
Oh, you think that's an
entertainment.
insult, moderator?
No.
I mean, to me,
Right.
because I have an ego.
Like my personal opinion on what you should and shouldn't be able to say on YouTube or whatever is that ultimately they're a company, so like what they say goes. But at the same time, like I don't think people that say things that are unpopular or like offensive or whatever, as long as they're not like inciting anything, like kind of to what Lalo was saying earlier about giving people like enough rope to hang themselves, like that's kind of the idea, is that if you let people speak and you let people see like you're who you really are, then they can make like a judgment of like, okay, I'm not gonna watch this, and there's like 50 million other channels that you could watch. But at the end of the day, like I understand that private companies don't have to honor free speech in the same way as like, you know, the government or just in general life.
Ego, other people. Like if you called Ruby a good moderator,
Lalo,
not only
you're
would that not be
okay,
true, but
Lalo,
she'd also
you're-
cry.
Lalo, you're not.
Which is another reason why I like ThorpTV, because the chat in ThorpTV and even especially in the Discord, like you can, there's very little restrictions on like the discussions you can have, and like if somebody says, you know, shit that you don't like if it's unpopular stuff, then you can shit on them and you can openly like, you know, refute them or argue with them or troll them, whatever you want to do. Like ThorpTV's chat is definitely one of the more like free speech chats in my opinion.
Not a good moderator.
No,
I'm
Lalo's
good,
not
I'm good.
really good at
Lalo's a fantastic
anything.
color man.
Yeah.
He's nice at,
Yeah,
but
well-
like the Republicans love to have a nice brown person.
But didn't Jacinda say in that interview with Ava, and then she made like a big post, I think, on somebody's YouTube video about it, that she didn't care if they came back? But you could be right. It could have been that she didn't care if Grace came back. I've absorbed a lot of Thorp content since then.
Person to say the shit that they don't want to say about the border. So you'll really do well in there. Congrats.
Yeah,
Lalo.
no, they totally funnel it through me. That's true. It's like one of those
Yeah.
tunnels under the fence. Yes.
Yeah, it could be
But
like
what
a
did-
cute
what
little
did-
puppet. Congrats.
What did Ben say? Lalo's a fantastic what? What were you gonna say?
Color man.
Color man, like in football, you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah. But that's still a low ball. That still pisses me off, actually. I'm seething. I'm like the opposite of Proncel. I'm like, oh, thank you. But no,
When I
I'm
used to watch
seething.
football, I loved the colored man. That was the fun.
What year did you watch football, Ben? Like 1997 or something? You saw what? Like Terry Bradshaw and
Tyrone donated to Grace and said, "Grace racist, but not to me. I don't know, suffer."
fucking really?
Yeah,
Grace
Terry
is
Bradshaw,
racist,
yeah, yeah.
but not to me.
Yeah, when I
I
was
don't
a kid.
know. Safa.
Okay.
It's a message from Grace. Or from Terry.
Well,
Yo, it's almost midnight. I don't want to intrude on Ruby too much. It's no, it's not. It's past midnight. I want to let Ruby go to sleep.
What an absolute perfect thing to say at 9 hours and 54 minutes into this incredibly intrusive visit into Ruby's apartment and life, by saying we don't want to intrude on Ruby.
Nice.
Yeah,
Lalo, I know you're gonna leave as soon as it's just you and Pronces because you don't want to seem gay. So thank you
No.
for coming on.
No.
But stay on. Pronces, are you gonna take it for the late night show?
I wasn't planning up, but I guess I could. I think Josie's gonna come on in a bit.
That's
Josie's
right, buddy.
gonna.
Josie's
Gun.
on a StreamYard panel far away.
Girl, she's
Red
mad
Tail
at
Talking
with
shit
Glenn
with Glenn
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
that's depressing. Stop.
Oh, 5 viewers.
Have either of you guys
Tommy
ever
Josie,
gone on
what?
Glenn Lawrence's stream?
Oh, I hate that nigga. Glenn Lawrence.
Yeah, but
Glenn
he's,
Lawrence.
Hold on, hold
Good
on.
viewership.
Wait, Ben,
he's
he was
had,
doing good.
he's had pearly things, whatever, in the same location as him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that means
Yeah, what's
he's
up
a
with
banger,
that?
but like,
Dude, that's
That
like
was,
saying,
like,
oh,
kind of
guys, I met up
cool.
with like Jimmy Carter, guys. Oh, that's so exciting. Yes, awesome.
Wait, maybe I just didn't notice it from earlier. I had no idea that Ben had his socks off. I feel like that changes the whole dynamic of the experience. Yeah, that's true, Tyrone. The very first thing like Grace ever said to me was after I had made like a handful of videos about her, these like reaction videos. She noticed them and started watching some of them. And she like responded or made a comment and called me an N-word.
Okay, but okay, the other thing as well is I gotta give that the macho guy was his name, Glenn Lawrence, some credit, because when Ava was talking about her time in Rhode Island, he kept on like playing devil's advocate in a way that he's not smart enough to actually cognitively like to be cognitive for doing, you know, like he had no idea. He was like pissing her off, but he totally was, and that was great.
Wait, hold on. Go ahead. I have the best Glenn Lawrence clip to show. Hold on.
Yeah, like he was like, "Are you sure, Ava? You couldn't just leave? Like, were you comfortable like coming back? Why were you comfortable coming back if it was so bad? Like, what the hell, Ava?" And she's like, "Well, you know, whatever." So that was kind of funny. I was unexpectedly kind of what do you call it? Excited. At Glenn Lawrence, he was just playing devil's advocate.
I really like Glenn, but I do think his IQ is like mid-60s.
This is my favorite Glenn Lawrence moment ever. Hold on.
But the majority of the guys in the red pill, I'm friends with them.
Mhm.
I think the red pill gets things half right, but half right doesn't mean you're right. It still means you're wrong.
Wow, so
That's the
insightful.
problem, I think, with the red pill is that they're still wrong.
Hey, can somebody help me understand this? So since Ben and Grace are like feuding with Glenn Lawrence, I've been trying to get acquainted with the Glenn Lawrence lore and then like, you know, their past interactions, stuff like that. What's the deal? Every time Glenn Lawrence is on, there's a few people that are always on there. I guess they're like his Lalo and Princess and whatever. But like two of them are like, they identify as Vikings, I guess. Like, what does that mean? Is it because they're like bald with a beard? I don't understand that whole thing.
On many things, but they're right on half the things.
Well, Glenn,
So overall, it's
So
still
this is
very
IQ
wrong
real
at the end of the day.
you've said
That's Neville Dragger.
I love that so much.
He's bleeding rectally from the fence impaling his ass, dude. Oh my god, half right, half wrong. I don't
Well, you can
support
tell
his
you-
candidate.
Why did
Math
we talk to
is
Eva?
words.
Was there like a caller?
Oh, here she
Well-
is. Hello, Josie.
Well, so you
Wow.
can
What
tell he just
episode did I miss?
Here comes Josie.
I just
we're talking about your friend Glenn. You know,
Wasn't sure their connection.
We did talk about it, I think, last stream, but I think one of Grace's underrated talents is as a mimic. Or no, I think we might have been talking about it in Grace's chat or the Discord, something. But I think Grace's skills as a mimic are like a big part of her humor a lot of the time.
It's
What
like,
y'all doing?
Josie's overstimulated, guys.
It also doesn't mean that it's not half wrong.
I think
What did Glenn do?
he wants to talk.
Oh, this is
They're just
my
having
favorite.
fun.
They make a pack, but like, what's the Viking? Where does the Viking come in at? Do they understand that Viking is a profession? Like, are they like profession? Are they like actually making like a living doing Viking things?
favorite Glenn
So she
clip of
went
all
on
time.
his
I'll play it
thing
one
to
more
talk
time
to
just because
her.
I love it so much.
Oh,
But the majority of the guys in the red pill, I'm friends with them.
Mhm.
I think the red pill gets things half
Wait,
right.
hold on. Is that Darius mixed with Milo
but
Yiannopoulos on the
half
cover?
Tyrone says Glenn Lawrence is the only liberal, independent, conservative person he knows.
Right?
right
You see
doesn't
that?
mean you're right. It still means
Oh my
you're
that's
God.
pretty
wrong.
good.
that's old.
That's the problem, I think, with the red pill is that they're still wrong on many things, but they're right on half the things.
Well, Glenn,
So overall, it's still very wrong at the end of the day.
you've said
You can tell that.
Dude, I smoke medical grade indica for hours every day watching Thorp content, and I feel like I'm more energetic than Glenn Lawrence.
You can tell they rehearsed it in the mirror before.
You watch the interaction.
You can tell he takes like 20 minutes per cigarette, you know? Takes him 10 minutes to figure out how to turn on the car.
Probably things told
Could never connect the Bluetooth in his car.
Like,
Doesn't even know how to use a Roku.
Josie, you
What
seem
did Jake
scared.
I think she was trying to cope with Glenn because Glenn's pretty.
This is cute. No, just put her as the face. It's so funny.
Kinda like
Josie, you
Curly
good?
things totally.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand.
It's hard to hear with both your
Hi,
mics.
He has the
Josie.
Lalo dose of Adderall on right now. She's geeking.
Yeah, I think it's probably just because they're like bald with they're trying to be like a Kratos vibe maybe. Josie's a cutie. There was I don't know if it might have gotten cut off. I think it was toward the end of one of the really long streams. But there was an interesting interaction between like Josie and Ben that went on for a while, and like Grace analyzing it afterward in like mean girl mode was really entertaining. I got to try to find that clip. But I think it might have been after the 12 hours. I can't remember for sure.
This guy's an expert at pulling out. Remember the first time we ever saw Glenn Lawrence? He was moderating an Andrew Wilson debate, and he was like, "So what if you have two propositions, and one of them has been correct?" You know, he was just like he was like asking a question, and it went on for like so long.
He's a nice guy, good heart.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
you know, a simple guy.
Knuckle dragging. What did you say? He has a simian phenotype?
I mean, what is this? Is this coke? What's happening?
So what did Glenn do?
Nothing. He just, I mean, he's like, sometimes he tries to make points and they just don't hit. I don't think he's that smart.
He
Sometimes isn't all the time.
He goes all night.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, poor guy.
Oh man, me and Truth Seeker Knows were on the same page. Look at Josie's eyes, the freak.
They think he lacks intelligence.
Loki. See, okay, but Bron says, how do you spell intelligence? I can't spell it. Is that how what's the impression of him? How do you like?
Oh no, what'd I do? Oh no, what happened? Oh shoot. Sorry about that.
One way the wheel also.
Oh man. We don't want to go back to chaotic.
But it's not
Yeah, you
mine.
have a lot higher like initials.
What?
He's a sweet.
I wish I could understand.
Well,
anything
I'm
then.
a smart too. When
But it's Gen Z slang. I don't know. Hey Josie, have you seen Skibididi toilet or whatever?
Yeah.
You have actually.
Skybity toilet?
Damn, that's embarrassing. That's crazy.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Are you the type to watch the Minecraft movie? Have you seen that trailer? It's so bad.
No. I
You're
don't
good
watch
at
movies.
dates, honestly. Like if you were in a date with you, it'd be like X, Y.
You wouldn't
No.
be on a date with me.
No, because I'd be too scared. Yeah, obviously.
roller.
This is as far as it's ever gonna get.
And I'll cherish it. I'm gonna print it out. I'm gonna get it in black and white because if it were in color, it'd be too much for me to like look at. It's too intense.
Do you ever?
Oh, and if anybody happened to record the Ben Pope Londrigan thing, it was past I'm pretty sure it was past the 12-hour mark. So I don't think it got saved on the VOD. But if anybody has that footage or knows somebody that has it, let me know. I think that would be a nice piece of Thorp lore for the Thorp alert.
Ever
I'm
stop
terrified.
spurging?
No, it's like you're well adjusted and I'm the autist, low key.
Low-key not. Sounds like nervous spurging to me.
Nervous. I mean, you're the type.
I think this is gonna be good. I haven't seen this before, but this seems like it's gonna be good. I'm gonna timestamp it.
To like light a cigarette. Like I'm talking about Cruella from that fucking.
I
do you call it, the
don't
Disney Channel?
light cigarettes up, so I don't know what you're talking about.
See, you're autistic. I was making an analogy, and you're like, "I'm not. I don't actually like cigarettes." What the fuck is this? It's like imagine if I said, "Wow, you look like an action star," and you're like, "Well,
I don't
wouldn't have-
understand. I didn't understand the first words you say because you're spurging them too fast.
That clip of them talking about the Thorp thing. What was that? Was that a VC? I think I've seen that clip. And Glenn's talking about like he doesn't like to comment on it because he doesn't know how much of it is staged.
Spurging them too fast. Okay,
Yeah, so like blah, 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 you know?
talk slower.
Calm down, deep breath. Take a deep breath.
I'm just nervous to talk to you, Josie. Like the fact that you have such intensity
forgive
in
you.
your eyes, they're so full. Like, how the hell am I going to cope with that? Look at my little slit eyes. I'm terrified.
Yeah, crazy ass, that's right.
I have crazy eyes.
It's better see.
I have a friend who I send clips of different Thorp stuff to just to get a reaction, and she said to me that I'm going to try to get this right and do it justice, but she said that Lalo is baby, like not a baby, but baby, and that I think it was like Lalo will always be baby until as long as he's in like this red pill manosphere. So like for Lalo to cease being baby and to start being like man Lalo, he has to forge out past the red pill, was essentially the breakdown.
My child.
You better have my child? What?
No. Sorry, is my noise gate still on?
Your nose gets stolen?
Noise gate still on, dumbass.
Even dumbass, you put it as if it's like 2 words. I'm kind of confused. But okay. You're French Canadian, I believe, right? Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
What is even this energy like? Why is Josie so close to her microphone?
This is like having sex with a napkin.
It's like having sex with yourself.
What?
Because that's what it is, right?
Having sex with a napkin.
That's what you get usually.
We're like in the twilight zone of Riz right now. This is so good. There you go, girlfriend. Dude, this is crazy. You seem like the type to like get scared of Barney. You know what I mean?
Yeah, actually.
See, I could tell. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's scary to me.
It's kind of weird because like I'm clearly more autistic and spurgy than you are. So I'm just kind of like, I can't even talk. Like I'm too scared. Like you're going to shut me down.
You're talking a lot for somebody who claims you can't talk.
I'm talking fast because I'm intimidated by women.
But
I can't believe I almost missed this. Like, this is amazing content. This is so bizarre. I love the concept of 2 Thorpiters coming, like 2 really vastly different Thorpiters coming together in like these just, like random conversations.
it's not autistic.
No, it's autistic and it's also like introverted.
It's not.
I'm an introvert.
Okay, but introvert is not autistic.
Both. I'm both.
No, you're not.
Yes. How am I not autistic and how am I not an introvert?
Because you don't want to fucking kill yourself when everybody talks over each other. That's one.
I do.
You want me to go on?
You don't want to look at the inner thighs. Baby, there's parts of me that you don't want to see. They're scary.
What? Can we get Lalo? Like, can we get Lalo an acting award for this? This is really entertaining content from Lalo. What a wild conversation.
It's
yeah,
insane.
that's factual. That's factual.
Yeah, for real. So, I mean, it's kind of insane how
Your Riz suck ass, man.
I'm nervous. I'm sorry. You make me want to crack I'm cracking my voice. I'm just dying.
Ben, just bring Ben up. That can't be worse than this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just too autistic to talk to you. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Just stop being a retard.
For real.
Oh my god.
See, now I'm talking slow.
See, there you go.
Oh, you cuck, princess. You fucking cuck. How dare you? How dare you interrupt this?
I got some competition. What's up, Josie?
What's up?
It's a pretty low bar, so I'm sure I can do better than that.
Sorry, I was like, you were in my chat earlier, but I was like, because I was with Kat, so like I was just trying to like
let the Josie ass kissing commence.
Focus, just because there's a.
What were you streaming about earlier?
Oh, we were just talking about Russia and food.
Oh, we were talking about like
Yeah, Princess, this is so much better than the surreal acid trip conversation we were just witnessing. Come on, bro.
That Tim Pool and Lauren
Yeah.
Chen drama shit.
That's so
I know
bullshit.
only a little bit of shit. But yeah, some Russian collusion, some Russian being paid off. I wish I was
Hillary's
being paid
email
by Russia.
2.0. Hillary's email 2.0. Looking forward to that.
I'm a what? Sorry, it's a little bit hard with the
I said, sorry, I'm gonna turn it off. I said looking forward to.
I'm gonna clip the Lalo part of this for sure with his conversation with Josie. Should I just extend it and do both, and then I can like title it like Josie takes on 2 panelists at once?
To all the memes that was going to like go afterwards. Usually they're pretty good.
Yeah. I remember you said you were going to get sponsored by Raising Cane's. Was that true, or are you memeing?
Lalo and Princess tag team Josie. Princess is a classic NPC.
Do you want me to go grab my jacket?
Now, Princess is like in Game of Thrones. Princess is like Littlefinger. He's the most strategic person in the Thorposphere. Like Lalo is very like plotting, but he's so like the Adderall and his like goofiness gets in the way. But like Princess is calculated. He's friends with everybody. Like not everybody likes Princess, but he's like on friendly terms with everybody, like all the Thorpiters and everything like that. He's playing his cards close to the vest, but he's slowly accumulating power and clout.
If it won't take that long, definitely. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good content. Please do.
Think about it. Anytime something goes sour, something goes wrong, who pops up on the screen? Princess. No matter whose channel it's on, no matter what it's going on, if there's like a big core lore moment, Princess hits the link.
You're bluffing.
Not to get up, bro.
Why'd you even ask if you're not even gonna?
I want $49 on my super chat. You gotta trigger the Don DeMarco. I'm gonna
How'd
go
you get the
it.
jacket? Did you like enter like a Instagram raffle or something?
No, I have like the whole racing kit, but
Oh, because like they're doing like NASCAR stuff. I assume that makes sense.
no, it's racing, like bike racing.
Oh wait, they do.
You
They
know, like sponsors give you money to like have their logo on your.
Oh.
One of my favorite like little lore nuggets of Thorp lore is the Princess interview of OPC Don that kept being promised. Like it was like the rapture. It was always coming and then it never came. But the Princess says that it's because OPC Don wouldn't agree to do it. But OPC Don always says in the Reddit that Princess blew it somehow, but he won't say how. Bottom feeders and sweeper uppers. Prawn and Josie are the same person.
I'm fucking dumb. I know you do some cycling, but I thought you're getting sponsored for streaming. Okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, you're sponsored by Raising Cane's for your bicycling.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were into that this kind of sports. I assume they'd be more lowbrow, but
what?
It's good. Like I would not recommend loading up on chicken fingers, French fries, and
What is going on here? Come on, Princess. Lalo was like having a narcissistic breakthrough, and Princess brought us down so we could talk about chicken fingers.
toast before a race. I assume.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe after the race, you know.
They have other stuff too.
The Princess.
But
Yeah,
after it's always good. I'm not gonna lie, it tastes 10 times better after like 100-mile race.
I gotta be honest. I think Raising Cane's super overrated. I think the sauce is pretty good, but besides that,
That's about
mediocre.
it. Yeah.
Thank God this is over. Because I gotta be honest, I
You're
do have
fine.
I do have some raise, but I don't want to raise you up too much because I want to keep this a professional relationship.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
thought you were pretty professional. I thought that was great. I appreciate that.
I try to.
Good stuff, sweetie. Intense.
Okay, so I feel like both Lalo and the Princess really got like steamrolled by Josie here. I think she pretty much domed both of them. But together, could they put enough of it, like mount enough of an offensive to take Josie down? You think, or no?
I
No, shut
finished
up.
trying. Shut the. What the? Wait, did you add this person, Princess?
Well, Grace says she'd be right back, so I figured let's have some chaos while she's gone.
No. Here's the thing, though. Okay, here's the thing. Grace said ban it for $100, and the Paddox, this great, I assume is like super hot woman, said that it's up to me whether or not to kick out this person still, even if Grace isn't on. In which case, I will remain to bang on that hammer. Okay, that ban hammer is gonna hit again, and I'm doing it too. Fuck it.
Why are you so scared?
But you want to kick me?
No, the Furby. It's a transgender. I don't want to deal with it. I'm scared.
Okay.
I don't hate trans people. They're not sick people that are mentally ill. It's just that I'm too afraid of them because I'm insecure.
Well, Lalo's afraid because he gets turned on.
I thought
He's
you were
afraid
autistic.
Where might go?
I thought you were autistic. That shouldn't bother you.
No, what? Wait, autistic people
Autistic
cannot
is mentally
like,
ill too. What's the matter?
Well, it depends what type of mentally ill, right? Like, you know.
So
you're
why
mentally ill,
how do you pick on that social?
See, unless you were watching this live, like, what are the odds of any significant number of people like after the fact? I feel like VODs of lives might be like looked up for a little while after, but unless there's like a big lore moment, they're probably not. But like there's some really good content that's buried in these like hours 10 through 12 of these like marathon streams.
Convention of it being inappropriate if you're actually autistic.
because it took 21 years of me just focusing on the social.
I think that no, they're not going to have that anymore because Ava, Ruby, King TL, the Furby, and a couple other people had like a bridge burning panel. So they kind of probably took quite a bit of that content.
Convention that you just mentioned, and that's why I don't pick up on anything else.
I just think you're lying, but go
I don't
off.
like.
That's part of the reason that I don't think OPC Don really has any like big information to drop, because when in Thorp World has anybody ever waited to drop information? Like it just, you never see that. And he's constantly talking. He probably posts like 200 or 300 messages in the Discord today.
Lie. I don't lie. But go off. I mean, you sound like you're 15, and I love. Wait, actually, I shouldn't joke like that.
I'm matching your energy.
Oh my god, these are all like TikTok terms. I love it though.
Now you're interested.
Matching the vibe, matching the energy, you know.
I sound high pitched. Okay, now you got me. Now I'm actually gonna cry.
Wait, did Paytex really pay $100 to?
I swear to God, yeah, that was like an hour ago.
Wow, damn.
I don't lie. Paytex is a real nigga. I support.
Yeah, I'll go grab my jacket with somebody for Super Chats 50 because like only if you care, because like I have to get off my
Maybe she
chair.
doesn't want to get the jacket.
I don't know if any of you are are UFC fans, but whenever I hear Josie, I always think of George St. Pierre. And like one time he came into the octagon and they were like asking him what he thought of his opponent. I think it was Matt Hughes. Like, what did you think of Matt Hughes tonight? And he was like, I was not impressed by his performance. Like, that's what I always think of, is like Josie to me mentally is George St. Pierre.
Jacket because it doesn't fit. I don't know.
No, it does fit.
He's a professional. What do you call it? Road biker.
Tyrone, OPC Don is back. I mean, he's in the Discord all the time now. He's in all the chats. He's back. He's just not donating yet. He can't leave Grace. Come on. He's a complete addict.
I don't know what the terminology is. Marathon biker? What do you do? What kind of biking?
Pro cyclist, road cycling. I do
Road
mountain
cycling.
biking too. I do road and mountain.
Okay.
Hey, that's more active than anything Lalo does. So
No, that is scary. I mean, you could fall off the bike and like scab your knee or some shit, skin your knee. I mean, it could be terrible.
mountain biking, I think you can do much worse than that.
Some
I
people
was
die. I
joking.
mean,
The good ones, or just like
any.
Okay. So you
Well,
lived. I mean,
what's the most adventurous thing you've done?
Me?
He's down bad for Grace. People try to make like I'm a Grace simp. OPC Don, think of everything OPC Don's went through, all of his like drama and everything. Like he's definite, like he's the brainwashed one in in the Thorposphere. He's like completely under Grace's like feminine wiles.
Yeah.
I went snowboarding in a mountain once, and I almost fell off, and I was grabbing I was grabbing onto a tree. In fact, it was like it was a slope that was like this, and so like if I really let go of the tree, I would have died. I was like 8 years old, so that's one of the more dangerous things I did. I went I zip lined over like 100.
Look at Prawn's face whenever they ask Lalo what he's done that's dangerous, and he says that when he was something that happened to him when he was 8 years old.
50 feet without a harness. Well, like like no safety. Like had the thing failed, I would have died for sure. Stuff like this, but nothing.
See, Prawn wants to put on this front of like he's a progressive, he's a lib, he's politically correct. He's he likes to tone police. But he's cold-blooded. Look at his face listening to Lalo. Like the wheels in his mind are turning about how he can how he can weaponize what's happening right now.
Important. Like I'm a complete shelter for pussy. So.
Oh, the first one sounds a bit exaggerated. We're really dangling from a cliff by hanging off a fight tree.
No, it was a slope that was so steep that had like if you tripped, you would have definitely have died.
See, Prancess has seized upon what he thinks is a vulnerability. He's trying to take the frame away from Lalo, put Lalo on the defensive, and it works. Lalo goes right into defense mode.
Because you would have hit a ton of trees. So that's why I would have died. And you can't climb up from that slope. Because it was like a normal place in the mountain, but if you fell off the side, which I did, you would have fallen off and died, just that I got onto a tree before I hit it on the side, so.
Can you really say that you did something dangerous if it was an accident? Does that actually count?
The bong hit was the most dangerous thing.
It low-key was. Huge blue balls event, and it was a huge like I almost died. It was terrible.
What if you were one of the first person overdose on weed or die from weed?
It'd be cathartic.
Huge blue balls situation. So these poor guys, OPC Don, Lalo, Dalmatian, Grace just blue balls them and then sends them back out into the world.
Like for a lot of people in chat, they would love for me to die. Furbies would love to see me die, and they won't see it. They won't see it.
See, that's a bad guy WWE promo. All these losers in the crowd want to see me get pinned, but it's not going to happen. Never going to happen.
The 47% want me down. This chat wants me dead. Now, Josie, how do you confront this out?
Did you see how serious he was when he said that? It's just the way it is. Chat wants me dead. Like, come on, Lalo.
Allegation, very serious, that you are a sociopath.
Yes, Josie's a
What do you want me to
sociopath.
say?
Well, is it true? Like, what proof do you have that it's not?
I do have emotions, unfortunately. I wish I didn't sometimes.
I have emotions, unfortunately.
Why not all the
I
time?
wish
Like,
I
when you
wish I
talk
could not give a fuck. Sometimes.
about what?
See, everybody, it's all about what people think about what they don't have, right? Like Josie's like, I wish I could just give up on life. Whereas like Ben just does it. He just lives that lifestyle that Josie dreams of not giving a fuck. OPC, yeah, he does. He wants to be the story that breaks through the algorithm and like finally puts the Thorps on like the larger YouTube map.
The haters?
No, about like other people. You know, you want to help other people sometimes because I don't know.
Everyone's a little
Sociopaths don't do
selfish.
that. They
So
don't
you're
feel that
saying-
need.
Yes, like people that you could see as like a peer or somebody that has a lot of potential and you want to help them out, and yet like they kind of reject it and you feel like, what the fuck, I'm trying to help you, like, so that sort of thing.
Huh? What? That seemed like oddly specific wording from Lalo. You have like an acquaintance who you want to help out, but then they reject you.
You know, Brian from whatever calls me Captain Save a Ho.
Really?
Why does he
'cause
call
I'm
you
like,
that?
I'm like that. It's like your White Knight or Captain Save a Ho.
Why don't you try to save Grace? Imagine. I mean, it always works out. She can be saved,
No,
right?
imagine if like that's such a good idea. I haven't thought about. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's
One
young.
problem
I
with
mean,
that.
she has talent, right?
One problem. It's probably impossible. But speaking of Grace, let me say one more thing before we lose all our viewership, because I forgot to say this earlier. Hey, we
Did you guys notice Prancess throwing up like the secret Thorp cult hand gestures? He was like, and listen, I'm going to talk to Grace. He's making the angel hand signal known by the inner Thorp conspiracy wielders.
we did not have the date stream today. We postponed it till next week. It's going to be a bi-weekly show every other week. So, yeah.
That was fed to him through an earpiece by Grace. She was like, Prancess, you better fucking put over the dating show.
Emphasize the bi in the bi-weekly because Lalo will be there next week, right?
What? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, could be. It's true.
Wow. Prancess got teeth. Wow.
Thursday at 7 p.m. EST, unless that changes. But on the lookout. Also, yeah, go subscribe to my channel. Help me get to 200. The Prancess.
Is there?
All right, sorry, done doing my show.
Yeah. Now, this Paddocks lady, who's a big donor of the Thorp channel, I'm playing, but what the hell is this? Like, did you kill your husband? And if you did, I mean, that's kind of entertaining. Like, what happened?
What did you try to do to her?
What happened to my ex-husband is none of your business.
Lalo tried to do to my ex-husband?
No.
Could you understand anything that Josie just said? Does Josie have a channel, or is she just like a panel hopper?
She's asking me to ask you what you did try to do to your ex-husband. I don't know what the drama is. It's like girl stuff.
You were married before?
Yeah, but he's doing fine. He just had a kid.
He's still alive. Okay. That's all we needed to know. Okay. That's fine.
He's alive? Okay. Fair enough. That's all we needed to know.
Fake news.
No, Ruby's trying to gatekeep me from the dating show as if like her opinion matters at all. Sorry. Ruby is literally the worst character that's ever been on the Thorp channel, bar none, no exceptions. The
Oh my god. Hey, what's up, Spicoli?
worst. She's so
You
bad.
mean the only one that actually cares about Grace? Yeah, sure. Okay.
You don't care about
That's just
Grace?
the
What? You're being catty. Like, did Grace do something to you? Like, I don't get it. Like, what the fuck?
No, I'm just tired. Sorry, I get like.
That's what a girl says to cop out every single time, by the way. Oh, my stomach
Yeah,
hurts.
I don't have a link, Spicoli.
It's
Oh,
a
I'm
massive
tired.
cop out. I'm not gonna lie.
That's kind
That's
of a thing,
kinda-
Josie. I
Just-
like
I've
that.
been fasting for like 4 days. It doesn't help.
Yeah, Grace can never do that. Okay, never mind. I'm team
That
Juicy.
sounds-
Whatever.
That sounds
Lalo's really burying Ruby.
awful.
Yeah.
That's base. I mean, she's been trying to fit in that jacket for the better part of a week, so I'm not surprised.
No, I've only ever done one stream from the Courtney channel, and it was the one where she plays Leaving on a Jet Plane on the banjo, and I don't remember what happened, but something happened with Twitch and they shut the stream down and like suspended me for like a week or something. That's the only time.
price. And
no,
you know,
I do fit
maybe
in
we'll
that
fit.
jacket. I say it's not a problem.
Exactly.
Look, I gotta make sure that that jacket doesn't get too big.
Well, long you're like 5'8" and like 140 pounds. You really shouldn't talk.
Spicoli, do you like it when Lalo combs his eyebrows obsessively for an hour?
I'm like 185 pounds actually.
Actually, you need to gain weight if anything.
Who, Josie? How much do you weigh and how tall are you, Jose?
I'm talking about you, Lalo.
No, I need to lose weight. Well, let's talk about Jose. So how much do you weigh and how tall are you?
Adderall, Xanax.
You seem bored, Josie.
I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
She's nagging so hard. And we were just asking how much you weigh and how tall are you?
You're not supposed to ask women.
I
that.
can't hear you.
She's in shape. She's in shape, right? Like, why is that a bad question?
I do
Anyway.
wonder if like I know for like horse riding being small helps. I wonder how your size impacts riding
Josie's eyes, man. She's like a Disney character. Holy cow.
a bicycle.
Like her
Like if
eyes are
having
just
really long legs is
Does it make
useful
your ass hurt
or
less? Yeah, exactly.
or not.
She can't hear it. She's not actively fixing it. She just wants to like get the attention. This is a neck. This is like 5D chess underwater. This is impressive.
Well, I think she can hear me, just not you. Oh, never mind.
Jeez. What the fuck? I feel like Josie would be. It's like if you made a mannequin into a woman. You know what I mean? It's kind of like. It's I don't know.
Why do you always neg our guests? Well, let's
I
be
think that's
kinder
like
to
the
that.
nicest thing you said tonight.
Whenever a really attractive woman is on panel, I get really scared, and I mean, I'm just really reserved. So
Does it say in French? I'm not sure how it translates, but it's like we always talk bad when we have nothing to say.
what?
Oh, so you're saying Lala's boring? I agree.
Stop hating on me, please. No. Ugh. Okay, fine, dude. You're now. You're simping. See, I'm negging. You're simping. That's the pattern.
It's good cop, bad cop. You know.
I think Prom needs a crown. You need to get a tiara or something.
I was gonna say.
Speaking of
Would be a
crowns, would you
crown
give
or a
him some head?
tiara. I got enough already. I'm good.
All right.
Okay.
But
Anyway.
no, like just like the cartoonish ones that are like, like those how they call it, like goth Lolita that are just like a clip, it's like a tiny crown that's just like on the side. Like
Send me a link.
on the
I'll check it out.
headphones. Yay.
Be right here.
Dude, that'd be so base.
The big bass.
That really pulled together my beta look for sure.
I mean, if you own it, like if you're gonna do some gay shit, like just own the fuck out.
Sorry about that. I forgot to click it back on. What do you think about? I don't know if you guys watch other stuff in this space or not, but like on LolCow Live, they had a huge segment devoted to politics. And basically, Wings of Redemption is like positing himself now as like a debater, I guess. And I'm wondering how we can get Ben and Wings into like a debate scenario.
Out of it, that makes you like.
Because like Grace wants to make inroads with LolCow Live, but is kind of hitting a wall. So I think if we could get a Ben debate against Wings, that could put him back in the running.
Like, I don't know. I think like if you're masculine enough to own it, I think that it makes you like even more masculine, you know?
I'm
I don't
comfortable
know.
with my sexuality, unlike some people here.
Yeah, for real, Josie. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, I
He's getting a
wasn't even
text.
questioning that.
He's getting a text from his grinder date. He'll be right back. It's getting intimate. He'll be back when he wants. How are you, Josie?
Ben also does have some like clout with the lolcow live people, like the viewers, because like him yelling at the cows when he was on there, and especially his interaction with Blade are like, that's one of the, I think it's like one of the easy top 10 moments on lolcow live is Ben telling only use me Blade how to be a man. Like that's Superman versus Batman kind of crossover shit.
Just tired. How about you?
Me too. I've had a long day too. A long day as well. I'll
Yeah.
probably go to bed soon also. But I want to ask you a couple questions if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
What do you usually stream about? I know you do some like whatever watch parties, but how do you
Josie needs to let us see her body more. Oh, she's married, right? And she's like, I think her like persona or whatever is kind of like being a trad wife.
kind of describe your streamer your content?
It's mostly just a chill, like talk. It's nothing like too deep. It's nothing like serious debate. It's nothing too intellectual. It's really just something like light to like relax at the end of the day. Just kind of like stay awake if you're driving, and just for people in the chat to talk.
Also, am I crazy that none of these people want to talk about what just happened, like the previous 10 hours? Like, I would have been asking like them questions if I was Princess or Lalo whenever they were still at Ruby's place. Like, but it's wild that that's not even something they're really interested in talking about.
I just talk with the chat most of the time because I always ended up getting distracted by the chat anyways. So
This is just like after the main like programming of the night. This is like a syndicated national news story after this incredible local story happened, and now we're only hearing about the national news. I feel like we should be hearing about the news that matters to us, the citizens of Thorpville.
I did change my hours. I did change the platform I was on, but I kind of like smaller chats better.
What how big was your biggest chat at one point?
Well, on TikTok, there was at some point that I had like, my God. I had one that was like 5,000, but that was when I was like collaborating. But like, it was like a bunch of kids, on TikTok. So like, they just spam a bunch of crap, and it's just like, you can't read anything.
Yeah, that's definitely not something I fucked around with. TikTok.
Grace was really going after her like after she left the panel, though, I think one morning about the fact that she was like kind of having this long conversation with Ben that was basically saying like Ben didn't know about like or that he only had dysfunctional relationships, and Grace was like, well, I think is it really functional, Josie, if you've got I think she said if you're married and you want to be like a trad wife and then you're talking to my dad for 3 hours every day, isn't that worrying? Like in that like psychotic brat voice.
TikTok Live. Yeah, that's a whole
And
different
the
world.
old TikTok Live, like not the new one, the old one.
I've like seen like YouTube videos of it. That's like all I know.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna do more YouTube in the future. Keep doing that.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Well, then are you really like, what's the point of, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of biased because like I don't, like I'm like obviously deeply interested in the Thorp lore, but I just feel like they like, if you're going to be a Thorpiter, I think Ava does a pretty decent job of it. But like, I feel like this being on ThorpTV, we should be hearing about ThorpTV. Not about the time Josie got 5,000 views on a TikTok. Like what?
The vibe on YouTube, like I feel like the audience and the community is chill. Like,
But I do think that a lot of the Thorpiters, if they could, would prefer to focus on content that wasn't Thorp based, like into their own like genre or whatever. Whereas like I'm happy I'm happy staying in the staying on the Thorp farm.
people are actually more like people. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I've been like multi-streaming, but YouTube is my main platform, I guess.
Rumble just feels so botted. I
I know
don't know why.
Kick has like the same issue.
Kick is just like weird. It's like, get out of here. Just I don't know. Like I just think that the worst
Oh,
they could
no.
have done was to put Aiden Ross on there with like the neon
B-Bean in the chat said Princess could care less about what Josie says.
retards and they suck. Just like then there is me talking about like double digit IQ stuff, but then like there's them. They're not even talking. They're just like being fucking retards. And there's like 60,000 people watching that shit. Like, ain't no fucking way.
And he said
Also,
You think that Princess would like to kind of drift off the Thorps, but not really be known, like, just kind of be known as someone who interacts with the Thorps versus being like someone that's associated with the Thorps, I guess? Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a clout Shark Tank.
some like IRL stuff recently.
yeah, I've done I used to do a lot of IRL stuff. Started to do it again a little bit.
What
Yeah,
do you usually do? I know you said
If I can find some of it, should we review a Josie IRL stream sometime? I feel like that would be interesting.
Glenn goes out with you sometimes.
we go
People
downtown
ask
where
questions.
there's like we go because if I go I'm gonna end up getting like slapped or like punched.
I can't go outside on my IRL stream because people will give me the punch. What's she talking about? People are gonna punch her?
But let's just say that when Glenn is around, people kind of stay in their lane. Like he's a big dude.
I can see that.
And he kind of looks like he could.
I guess I don't know what kind of content does she make. Does she make like a confrontational type of content that like might provoke people?
Be in like a biker gang or something. So like people are intimidated. But I bring Enzo, I bring the dog with me too. So like the girls are like I put him in the backpack with like his big dog goes.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And then ultimately, like even this stuff, well, I guess probably not as much as the main, obviously, but like a lot of stuff that happens on the after hour shows could yield like good lore to go into like the Naptown compilations or stuff like that.
And like the girls are like, oh, he's so cute. And like they come pet him. And like while they're petting him, and like we start like asking them questions. So like
The dog,
bait
it's a
them.
good baiter.
And he loves women, you know. So like he's happy. But yeah, so it's like always a bunch of drunk people, but like I don't know, we caused like a huge argument in the middle of like it was like what Main Street and I don't know, like first was it like Main?
I'm sorry, but I have no idea what Josie's saying. I don't understand any of it. I have no idea. But she's interesting enough to where it doesn't really matter.
And across street, like where there was like a bunch of people and like a huge like Kamala versus Trump argument, and like people started yelling at each other. And like they were drunk out of their mind. Chick randomly puked. Like there, I was like, oh my god.
At least it's
Like-
good content, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. There was like so much yelling that I don't even know at this point. I was like, maybe that's like too much. Like that Vietnamese chick was crazy. Like she was really getting in that dude's face, and Glenn was like, "I would have punched the fuck out of that bitch."
Just to confirm, that originated like from one of your questions that you all asked, or did that you just
Yeah.
like run into that?
No, like that chick.
Oh no! God damn it! I meant to pause it. Shit.
One
So
midget
maybe-
named
How's it
Ben.
going? I've done
Maybe
that like
she
2
was
times, I
really
feel like,
curious
today.
about what.
Where were we at? Like
Fucking
10?
really?
Yeah,
I was
Terry
racist,
Bradshaw, yeah,
but
yeah.
not to me.
Okay, they were gone.
At one point.
To react. It's kind of like contradictory, but at the same time,
Yeah, we
whenever
might
when
have
you
missed a
like
little
the
bit, but-
precision you can get out of it because you're doing every kind of step and you're always alert.
See, like now you're making me think of that, and like next time I ride, I'm gonna actually be thinking when I'm turning, and something stupid is gonna happen because I'm actually
no.
thinking.
See, yeah,
I
I
know,
guess I
that's
don't
always,
think
like-
too much because for me it's like I'm always like I find that I'm very spatially aware. So there can't be a car that does something that I'm not expecting without me being
Yeah.
immediately aware that it's doing that, and that's why
Yeah,
I never
that's
get
good.
hit. Like
Yeah,
I'm
that's
always in
good.
control, and that's like it's weird for me because a lot of things that where I
Look at Princess listening to the Furby talk about like bicycle safety.
physically exert myself, I just get immediately tired. It's like a metabolic thing. I don't know what it is. And for some reason, and this is why I think I have like biking genes, biking is the only exception. Like I can put out for an entire day, and at worst, I'll just like if I don't stretch, then I'll actually.
They got
be sore.
races in Toronto. Just like sign up. Anybody can sign up.
I know. I have a lot of.
Laughing Cedar. I don't know if you saw it or not, but Grace posted in the Discord that she got some kind of messages, basically like threatening to strike the channel. So she privated a bunch of videos, but then later on, she basically unprivated. Like there are more ThorpTV live streams available right now than there have been at any point since I've been around. Like deep stuff, a bunch of streams that have been down for like a few months or unavailable since they first came up. It's an embarrassment of riches for a Thorp fan right now.
Of kind of like respiratory issues. Plus, I smoke, so it's
Even
I'd
better.
be-
Even better.
I'm
Dude, the
worried.
dudes in Belgium used
Yeah, the King TL conversation with the Furby was great. It was so random and like all over the place, and
to smoke on the start line. Like,
I mean, it would be really relaxing. Like that would be like the perfect way to relax before a race.
I mean, like the photographer would be all over you. Because that'd be like so classic.
But then again, like, am I competing against women as a trans woman? Are they going to hate that? Like, do
Listen,
wanna
I
deal with
had
that?
we had like a CBR race. We did have like an open category that was for like
3 of the worst panelists ever. There's something about, I mean, I like Princess just because he's a Thorpeter, and like having him here feels like we're only one. You know, have you ever tuned in like super late at night and it's people you don't even know who you don't even know who half the people are? Like at least Princess is like, you know, he's at least kind of high up the ladder. So it feels like it's still like a real ThorpTV show. I like Josie. There's just something, she's missing a piece, but she's still an interesting character. I like the Furby when it's not like I don't want to know. I liked like the Furby in the conversational manner with King TL. I thought that when he was like, she was more relaxed. That I like that, but I don't like the serious, in-depth discussions.
and I think it was like, well, I mean, I'm in LA, so
If
but
I were
they
to do
did have like a
anything
trans
super
category
athletic,
on its own. But
yeah,
Have they been editing to cut some bad things out? I mean, I'm not gonna say definitively, but I mean, based on what we know about Grace, like not wanting to edit, period, like the actual just the activity of editing, like to make clips or anything, I would say probably not. And like, there's never been a point that like there's never been like a don't review this video, or if you review this video like X, XYZ, like none of that stuff's ever happened. I just really doubt she went back in and edited anything out. Prawn's all right. He's not really Thorp material though. He definitely gets uncomfortable. Yeah. Well, he's like he's the token liberal, right? Well, the like the proxy liberal for the people in chat. Although I don't know how happy people would be to have Prawn as a representative.
That's kind of,
Since he's kind of since I view him more of like on the evil side, I feel like that might not be the best. People may not want to be associated with the dark side of the Thorps.
discouraging.
Or just race with the women, but like just if you podium, just don't take the prize money. Like just DQ. You did
Or-
good. Then you
I
just do it with
guess.
the guys. Like I go race with the guys all the time. So like
Honestly, at this point, like I have freaking like alien stamina on a bike. I swear, it's like I really should just be a bike messenger. And if I do anything athletic, I should really go back to parkour.
You wonder if Ben's concerned about his image for court? I don't know. I mean, he did say that in the evidence were like CDs or DVDs of some kind, but his lawyer hadn't secured them yet or hadn't been asked to secure them. So, I mean, some of it has to go in there. I don't know if this is true or not, but I've talked about it, and I feel like it was talked about on a couple other streams too, but when that really wild VC happened, where like Ben was had that like said he was going to come for the walk, like that whole thing, people were kind of scrambling trying to get a full copy of it, and there was a version of it that was up really quickly that was just clips of the legal related stuff, like stuff that would like if you were going to make a hit piece on Ben out of that video, which wouldn't have been difficult. Like it was all of like the greatest hits of like these like out of pocket moments, and that's all the edit was. And it was edited, I noticed, in a couple places just before like Grace would say something that might be like unflattering.
Actually, because that really brought out like I got exhausted in the way that I was talking.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that made it in. Yeah, Ben does have court tomorrow. South to west, which we can argue the credibility of south to west. But somebody else did tell me that like Ben was that like the case tomorrow was in like under contempt of court. And then south to west said that there was a new thing filed, so there were like 2 instances of contempt of court, but I don't know 100% if that's true.
Talking about from that, but that brought out kind of like my sense of like self-control and like being able to actually like not just hand-eye coordination, but body-mind coordination. Where like this is what I want to do.
Well, that's why it'll be good. We'll have a chill stream. We'll watch the dating show. That way, if like breaking news comes in, we're not into like deep serious lore.
Now I'm gonna do it.
and it also keeps you tired, so like you don't have energy to like.
And we got to keep Joe Shabatoni and South to West. We got to keep their anxieties down. They're both going to be really worried about Ben, so we want to have like a lighthearted stream.
Go party after, so it keeps you in check.
Is
no stream today? I have no idea. The fate of the RV. I mean, it would have a big impact on ThorpTV.
Is that a good thing? Maybe
I don't
partying
know.
is more social.
That's such a good question. I don't know if it's good or not. I feel like
anything
if it's fun, if it's exercise and it's enjoyable, that's a positive all around.
South to West, can you explain in any like simpler terms what's going on with Ben's is there 2 contempt of courts now?
Well, anything to excess is probably not great. Like, have you seen that King of the Hill episode where Bill gets really into like bodybuilding and his peers like push him like way too far?
I'll do my absolute best. When this stream is over, I'm going to look up I'm gonna look up the. I'm gonna go to the website of the courthouse, and like double check and make sure that they're not like that they're because some courts do offer like live stream feeds. So we'll double check. I don't think this one does, but we'll double check and make sure. And then if there's no way to get like camera footage of it, then I'll keep an eye on the Discord and we'll stay on top of the news the best we can. We're gonna go into like a legal coma for a couple days.
Far to the point where he can't do it anymore. That's like that always stuck in my mind. Like, you know, just even partying, like it's probably really good for like your endorphins and dopamine to be talking with people in that very social environment.
I think that's probably likely, Samantha. But people are just they're so ready for like any kind of like concrete legal decision that you can like point at. Contempt of court is usually when the plaintiff argues with the judge. I can't see Ben getting into it with the judge. Although his lawyer did say that he, like Benedict kind of expressed that his lawyer had told him to be quiet like several times. Courtney's lawyer filed a motion to hold Ben in contempt of court back in August. On Friday, they filed the motion to hold him in contempt of court. So Courtney filed the lawyer filed the motion, and now you're saying like the court has honored that, and like Ben's going to be held in contempt of court.
To, you know, even be the life of a party. Not that Ben would ever know, but and then you can go and work out the next day and get a different source of endorphins. And I'm a strong believer through what I have seen from neuroscience that.
Hey, did you guys watch Ruby's stream yesterday? It was so wild. It's only like 33 minutes long or something. It was really wild. Definitely worth checking out.
Like if you only get dopamine from the same source, that's how you slowly develop addictive behaviors. Once you can get it from all sort of sources, like you have a hobby, but you also have like friends and you do stuff as friends and you have like your family life and all that stuff, then you start to feel like a complete person. It's very social to have like multiple sources of dopamine. If you're just sitting and playing video games all day and that's your only source of dopamine, you know what's going to happen? It's going to be like giving a mouse a cookie. You're always going to be looking for a great.
Her friend Fernando is like, I don't know what he's on. She said he's high on weed when we first see him. And then like she moves on and does some other stuff. And she does have a diss track on there toward the Thorps. Does a lot of Thorpe shit talking. And then at the very end of the video, she comes back to Fernando again. And man, Fernando is blazed. Dude is like, he is out of it. I don't know what he's on. If it was weed, like I need that weed. Oh, does the Furby have moderator in Ruby's channel?
Greater and greater high.
Yeah. It's to build tolerance, basically.
That's why gamers are so mad, man. I'm telling you.
I don't know what is wrong with gamers. I'm not sure I want to find out.
There is actually some research on this. It stems from.
Actually did that.
You might roll your eyes because.
No, I mean they're brave. They're brave because I wouldn't. They're certain to like weird shit. Like I wouldn't sleep at night.
Oh yeah, I don't know what it's like for the researchers. But it stems from.
I don't know what you're talking. Let's go ahead, Mel.
It does stem from
wink, wink, nod, nod.
It does stem from research on toxic masculinity. So if you're already rolling your eyes, I probably already lost you. But they actually coined a new term, which is toxic.
Do you think Princess has toxic masculinity?
Toxic geek masculinity, because obviously people who are gaming in their basement don't feel super masculine, right? So they actually exhibit toxic masculinity in their own.
I find it weird that they say toxic masculinity. Like I thought, why isn't just like toxic behavior? Like period. I just feel like
because there is a difference between toxic masculinity and toxic femininity. It's actually kind of funny. When I was on earlier, I almost brought it up.
Like I completely understand if you if you're interested in discussing these topics, I mean, YouTube has like places to debate all this stuff. I don't even think there's anything like, I don't even mind some of the like debates with like Ben, or like the conversations with Ben, like, and the Furby, but it's just like ThorpTV panels aren't really like, unless you're kind of mixing in like an entertainment aspect. I guess that's what's missing from the Furby to me. Like, if you want to come in and like, you're going to rile the chat up, you're going to rile some of the guests up, you're going to get some conflict, okay, but like, it can't just be because like it's like in wrestling, you want the villain, or you want like I'm not saying that the Furby's the villain in every perspective, but like in ThorpTV, the Furby is a villain, is viewed as a villain by the chat. Like, you want to be a villain that like people don't like you, but they want to see you. They want to see you like interact with people. And I just think the Furby's like seems like a really genuine person, is pretty open about things, but it's just a weird vibe for ThorpTV. Like, it really drains the energy out. ThorpTV is like blood sports, or like, the video equivalent of like shit posting.
But it's like if I punch a hole into a wall.
Yeah, that's the other kind of heat, is like heat where you don't like the person, so you're gonna go, they call them like if you don't like Prancess, that might be like your piss break, or you're like, I'm gonna see what else is on YouTube for a while, or whoever you don't like. Like, that's the kind of heat you don't want.
I'm not toxic because it's like a guy thing.
No,
It's a manifestation in the male community.
Well, no, women can exhibit toxic masculinity as well, especially if they're doing it for the same reason that men would. What it really comes from is like something called gender role strain. So when men are in an environment where like they constantly feel like their manlyhood is being challenged, and they have to overperform to show how manly they are, that starts to manifest itself in more aggressive behaviors, and that's when it becomes toxic. In toxic femininity, it's kind of like the opposite, where women never really stand up for themselves. They never they basically don't.
Denisha.
Do we have a direct interaction between Spicoli and the Furby? I feel like that would be that could be some potential good content.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who is this? Who's this new person? I can't see their name.
I swear I did not know that was going to happen.
It's Spicoli. I just want to warn them. I have my finger on the remove button, so be careful, guys. They're a little spicy.
Who is Prancess to mute Spicoli? Excuse me. I think the Furby's a good foil in some situations. I like the stuff with King TL. I like a conversation with Ben every once in a while. But the like trying to do like serious breakdowns of these like topics, it's just a weird vibe for ThorpTV, because I don't think it's just the Spicoli vibe is better, I think, for the Late Show.
A little spicy.
I saw that
This feels more like something that would happen on Ruby's channel, where there's like a space for serious discussions about those topics.
they're a little spicy with like their name was like Spicoli Thorp. It's like, what?
Well, they're regular on the dating stream show, but they're kind of like
I think that Thorp saw me here that decided to take off.
Nah,
No,
I think either
they were
arguing
planning to
with
go to bed,
Ruby,
yeah.
or they went to bed.
Don't worry, Josie. The Thorps weren't the only person to leave when you showed up. Like 40 viewers went with them.
They said they're going to bed before you joined. It was not your fault.
Mm.
And I was like, now's my chance to get in.
Well, so like they usually wake up super early, like 6 a.m. So this is late for them.
Retarded.
I almost started to feel bad because I was like, Ruby should get rid of the Thorps. But then I was thinking about it, I was like, no, this is like the best thing to ever happen to Ruby. They're bringing her food. They're bringing her alcohol. Like, this is I would.
Yeah, this is not a Spicoli Spicoli friendly panel.
I would love it if someone did this for me.
I think Ruby is actually good for Grace's mental health.
Yeah, no. If anything, it's like
Josie.
saving grace.
She could use some
Get it?
peers that aren't her dad, you know.
Yeah.
Melanie. Hello.
Spicoli.
Now I wanted to welcome everybody to the morning show with Princess, the princess.
The morning
Anyway.
show. What time is it where you? Are you in
I'm
Well,
Eastern,
10
so
p.m.
it is morning here.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. It's 10 p.m. where I am. Okay, Melanie, I've been studying the transgender issue since Christine Jorgensen, Renee
It's
Richards,
Transformers on YouTube, Spicoli.
the Transformers, the transgender, whatever, for 56
No, you
years.
can't.
Transformers, whatever you want to call it. Here's what I've come up with, okay?
Well, I think Spicoli is just, he's another like character. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I know he likes to post clips and stuff, but I think this is all like fun and games for Spicoli. Like, I think he just does this stuff on YouTube like to have a good time, like to be funny and interact with people. And like that's not the vibe of Princess Josie and the Furby. It's kind of like in a haunted house. You can walk through a haunted house, and if you really just think about what's going on, you're not even going to be jump scared, right? You're just going to walk through it. But if you go in like a mindset of like, I'm going to play along with this, then you'll have a lot more fun and you'll be entertained. And then, but like, if you don't have anybody that kind of either like escalates Spicoli or will like give him like somebody to like, like, oh, Spicoli, that's terrible. So then he can like, keep going. But if you don't have that and you just have people that aren't receptive to him, yeah, he's not gonna work out too well.
And what I'm gonna say is the reality to the whole situation.
Yeah, the Howard Stern thing I think definitely makes sense. Like, he's somebody that calls in. He's not trying to change the world. He's not wanting to change people's minds, except about Ben owing a lot of child support. He wants to change people's minds on that lately. He's just there to have a good time. Like, just play along with the guy.
And I've got many Transformer friends, whatever. Here's the situation, Melanie. Okay, it's like this. Here's my take on it. Anybody can identify as anything. Like tomorrow morning, I could wake up and I can identify as a fireman. I can identify as a cop. I can identify.
Yeah, you
as
can
a
identify as
billionaire.
a smart person. You're still a fucking retard. That's right.
I know. No. Okay. Thank you. You don't want me to go off on you. I'm going to roast your neck. Stay out of this, Josie. This is between me and Melanie.
Okay, I do have
But
a
here's
question
the
for
thing.
Princess because I'm genuinely
Wait.
confused, and before, like, I'm trying to formulate an answer, but I'm having an issue. Why aren't we saying transgender?
Transformer.
I think
Yeah.
YouTube
community
YouTube doesn't like
guidelines.
that.
No, it's fine.
They
Not gonna flag
demonetize.
that.
They
For
put like
saying
the yellow dollar
transgender.
sign. Then
It's not monetized anyway. Whatever you want to call it.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying
What's
to do
the-
that, but like you're literally
What are they? Is Princess trying to say that are they trying to make a case for like that Spicoli's going to throw off, like, going to get the video taken down for a TOS violation? I think it's because ultimately, if you're not really invested, like Ava or Ruby or Lalo, like, a lot of people want to have that 1 foot in, 1 foot out with the Thorps, right? You want to be like, yeah, I watch it, I go on the panels, but like Glenn Lawrence was kind of doing, like, oh, I don't want to, I don't really like to talk about it or whatever. Like, you want that clout rub from being here, and I mean, how can you not love the drama? But then you don't want like to be viewed as a Thorpeter, I guess.
the first place I've ever heard this, and I'm in a lot of communities where this would.
Well, Montero, have you ever heard people say like outlandish shit like, so and so, I'm shadow banned off of whatever platform for telling the truth. I'm, my posts aren't getting as much reaction. It's because I'm, everybody, a lot of people all feel like they're, no matter what side of an issue they fall on, like each side is convinced that like their views are being suppressed or they're being like shadow banned or whatever. So I can see why if people aren't like, I could see people weaponizing that.
Would be absolutely huge news. Can I just see a link to this being like proven?
And
I don't know if
it
that's
goes like
actually-
the
I've always
dollar
heard
sign
this.
goes yellow. The dollar sign goes
No,
yellow.
I
and then,
understand,
like,
but there's
you need
other
to, like-
reasons the dollar sign goes yellow. It might not just be that you're saying
Oh
transgender.
yeah, sure. I mean, it's just like a lot of channels. I know that Brian from whatever does it,
Can you say
and
trans-
like other
I
big
mean, I
channels
don't
do
know.
it too. But
Yeah, see, here's what's happening is a lot of these channels don't know what the fuck happens a lot of times when they get demonetized, and they're doing whatever that they can to maintain their monetization. I respect that grip. Don't.
Well, and if you wanna exit the Thorposphere at some point, like Ava can make these videos, and she's making good videos, like kind of these little like exposés or whatever. They're really interesting to watch, and she's a fun host on her stream. But it's, if you really look into it, you're like, wait a minute, this person is like so anti-Thorp, but just a few months ago at ThorpCon, like well after the Wayward Hose incident, like Ava was like sending strangers to Ben's hotel room after having him like write lipstick all over himself. So like she's really, to me, I'll always see her as like a character on the Thorps. Like I think she makes great videos and everything, but like I'll always see her as like a Thorpeter. Whereas like Prancess could kind of float off and into his own world or whatever. But I feel like Ava is like, she's deep in the Thorp. She's deep on the Thorp farm.
I'm not
Okay.
criticizing it, but at the same
Oh, I
time,
won't.
I'm not going to change my language for that because this like
Because actually,
There's
the term transformer. Let
you
me
can just
The only issues I've ever had, I think Twitch is way more way more restrictive on what you can say. I've been like suspended and banned off there a bunch of times. But I think the only issues on here really a lot of time go around monetization. Ava knows she's a character on the Thorps, but she's still like the content she's making is good. I mean, I'm liking this arc. Like it's interesting to me, like the Lalo dynamic, like how his channel is so polar opposite from like how he acts on the Thorpe channel.
say trans
No,
as well.
Yeah, well, transformer is actually derogatory sounding, isn't it? Transformer makes it sound like you're something out of a movie or something. To me, transformer is derogatory, really. I mean, let's just call it what it is. But whatever it is, let's just not even use the term. I call it pumpkining.
I
it's
do
a
hear your
debate panel.
concern.
There shouldn't be a problem though.
By the way,
I mean, to me, there's no problem using any word, but I want to maintain Prances's ability to do what he does. Here's the situation.
Well, honestly, I don't care, but I'm on multiple channels right now, so I don't want to fuck them over.
Here's the situation. Melanie, here's how I look at it. Anybody can identify as anything, okay? But just because what we identify as is not necessarily reality, right? For instance, as a young boy, maybe some young boy wants to be an astronaut.
Well, I said that, and then I said all that, and then Spicoli is coming in with like a much more serious, much more serious approach. Fresh and Fit got banned from Twitch. I'm not surprised. I got warnings a lot when I was streaming Thorpe content over there. Like the first maybe like month of it I did on Twitch, and like they definitely had issues with like all the slurs and stuff.
And he's working his way to become an astronaut. He's not an astronaut yet, but he's identifying as an astronaut until he becomes one.
please also
you
do
wanna
this.
Pray,
but-
you want to predict away
Josie, please.
to-
Wait, let me speak. Hold on. What
no,
I'm
let me
saying is
speak
this.
because you got to do
I
the
know, but
attack
let me
helicopter
speak
next.
first.
Otherwise, this isn't
Let,
complete.
let Mel
Fine.
respond. Let Mel respond, Spicoli.
I know,
No,
but let
I
me
am just doing a
say this.
meme thing with the
Let me
attack
just say this.
helicopter.
If you
You
wait,
sound
here's what
super
my
wasted.
Is this Ben?
No, this is a real person.
I'm just kidding.
let me just make a statement real quickly.
Okay.
Anybody can identify as anything, but the reality is this. If I met you in a social setting at a bar and I went up to you and I wanted to eventually maybe meet you hypothetically, and I thought you look like a woman and you could pass as a woman, but yet, and I had an interest in you and I wanted to take it to the next level, and I realized
I mean, there probably does have to be some like level of value, because even on the night stream, it's still at like what? Rarely dips down below 50. A lot of the time it's like up around like 60 to 80-ish. Like, and Thorp chat's always pretty active, so that's a lot of like interaction and stuff to hopefully help in the algorithm.
You look like a woman, you identify as a woman, but you don't have woman parts between your legs. Don't you consider, where's the reality then? In other words, your reality is that you identify as a woman. My reality is that even though you identify as a woman, the reality is
Spicoli's coming in as like a Ben proxy here. He's
got
like
a penis between your legs.
not using his normal tactics.
So I'm not going to be able to
I've
put my
got
head
wonderful
down.
news for you, Spicoli. I've got
So
the best
here's the
fucking
thing.
news for you, Spicoli. You've
What?
said it. You've said it. I've got the best news
Okay.
for you in the world. All your
What?
problems are about to vanish once I say this, because there's no fucking way you can maintain this issue in your mind once I tell you this.
What? Tell me.
Women, trans women, can get bottom surgery, so they'll have a vagina.
I know, but
Look at Prawn hoping that this conversation never, him being a part of this conversation is never seen by the wider world. I was talking earlier about the World of T-Shirts breakdown last night, and like there's these like trolls that donate to him say that their name is Dom Bartucci, and they're with like this gang called the Bartucci Boys, and they kept telling World of T-Shirts that they were going to cut his dick off and sell it on eBay, and it just completely pushed him off the deep end. It was insane.
I know that, but you think any bottom
well, then what's
surgery
the
doc
issue?
in the world? No, but it's not a real vajayjay. It's a neo-vajayjay, and it's got to be dilated every day for a couple hours here and there. You know, you got to put. In other words, it's not. It's still not going to pass the muster.
Did you know that
In other
women
words,
actually? Did you know cisgender women actually, if they want to have,
Did he just say the Furby's vagina doesn't pass the mustard? That's the first time that sentence has ever been uttered.
a stretched out vagina and take bigger penises, like porn stars, for example, they dilate every day too. Maybe that's not the most kosher thing to tell a cis guy, but
what I'm saying is, let's be honest here. The neo-vagina.
Well, and I talk about the ratings fully understanding that I'm the worst drawing Thorpeter ever. When any of my stuff appears on ThorpTV, the numbers just plummet.
You're still about probably 25 years away from being perfect.
But I think part of that is because that was toward the beginning of the 24/7 era, and like Grace would watch my review of her like previous, or like watch a review of me review one of her days while she got ready in the morning, and like chat absolutely hated it. And my mic is, my audio is always terrible.
Wait. That's not true, because I know for a fact that when gynecologists examine neovaginas, they have to look pretty damn closely before they can actually make the distinction. The only dead.
I mean, the Bertucci boys absolutely drove World of T-Shirts completely off the deep end. They were telling him like that he was wearing a diaper, and dude took his pants down on the stream. He started showing Mr. Based dick pics live on the stream, having a complete breakdown in the streets, yelling slurs, stomping, throwing his hat. It was wild.
Giveaways would be trans women don't get naturally wet, which is true, but from looks and feel.
Are you saying Proncess takes like an aggregate, like however many people are restreaming this, he collects all those numbers and considers them like his? Furby's vajayjay. He knows a lot about him. You got to dilate him all the time.
And first inspections, most people can't even tell the difference.
I could tell. Trust me, I could tell the difference between a neo-vagina and a real.
So you've done this
vagina,
before.
trust me.
So you've had sex with.
Look. There's not a surgeon in the world that I've probably looked closely at 200 vaginas. You're going to tell me a fake vagina is going to.
There's another T-shirt for the Thorp Alert store. I've seen about 200 I've seen about 200 vaginas. Okay.
Put past me, no way. That's
You've
number
only
one.
love how
seen
you act
200?
like your masculinity is being attacked
my
because
God.
like because somebody identifies as a woman. It's like, what makes you
No,
think she
all
would
I'm
date you in
saying
the
is-
first place? Like,
Wait, all I'm saying is, I like. Look, I'm big on the
Can you
trans
describe
movement.
to
I'll
me
tell
a
you what.
perfect vagina for a second? Just describe to me what a perfect vagina is.
Is neo vajayjay really like a thing? I've never heard that. Is that like a that's it can't be like they don't really did they call it a neo vagina? Is that like a scientific term? Like obviously not neo vajayjay, but like is neo vagina like the proper terminology?
A perfect vagina is one for me. I don't like big labia lips, so the perfect vagina for me.
Right in the middle of a bunch of reactions from chat to this discussion, which probably are going exactly how you think they would be going. Right in the middle of all of it is like Bot Ricks putting up the like ad for Grace that says donate directly to me at my Cash App.
It won't have the big labia lips. I kind of like that vagina that when it's closed, you can't see any lips at all. It almost looks like just a crack. I kind of like those kind of vajayjays.
Oh, no, that's a
It's sort
preference.
of
I was
a-
asking if there's a perfect vagina as opposed to a trans woman's vagina. Like, what is the ultimate difference if you're just fucking it at the end of the day?
That it's attached to a woman, that it
I
has
knew you were going to
the
say that.
ability that it has the ability. The vajayjay really, in other words, the whole act of me inserting my penis in a vajayjay is what? To reproduce, right? So if I'm
No,
inserting my
it's
penis
to
in the
ejaculate.
vajayjay of a
It's
neo
the
vagina,
orgasm.
no. In other words, the whole reason a vajayjay and a penis exists is to create babies from. So if I'm doing
Spicoli,
that,
let's be honest for a
Hey,
second. Let's
hold
be
on a
real
second,
here. Do
Spicoli.
humans have sex more often?
He's saying the only reason that penises and vajayjays exist is to make babies. Spicoli just said that he's seen 200 vaginas. Well, he doesn't have 200 babies. Come on.
Often to reproduce or for pleasure?
I know the answer to that one.
probably for
Josie?
pleasure, but the point
Probably for
is,
pleasure.
The fuck?
what
I'm gonna
the
guess. I'm gonna
point
guess.
is-
I'm gonna guess.
Hot
Spicoli, I'm
too.
guessing these once in
Pleasure.
your life you pulled out. So
Here's the thing. I like
There's
to
a
know.
30% chance of pregnancy if you pull out, by the way.
Here's my preference. I like to know that my women were born women and not born men. That's it.
Yeah, Spicoli definitely picked the wrong panel to have this conversation. He needs backup from like Grace or Ben. Lalo would have been good backup for this for him.
Because when I'm sitting there going down on them and stuff, I want to make
But
sure that
What makes you
they
think
were
she would
built
fuck
that
you?
way.
What the
So
fuck?
if at the end of the day you couldn't tell the difference, what would it actually matter aside from it just being in your head?
Because I can tell the difference.
Well, then you
That's
don't
why.
actually need to know that before going into it, do you? You can just say,
There's
no, I'm not
not-
into this anymore.
There is not a trans. Look, I'm not saying a lot of trans women or whatever cannot fool me look wise, but once I get them naked, there's not a trans woman on
And
the
I guarantee you,
world that's
trans
gonna
women
die.
aren't into fooling you. They want to tell
Yeah.
you because
Okay, so somebody in chat is referencing that these two have had a previous debate. I'll have to try to find that and clip it.
they want a partner that
Can you
accepts
get
them.
them?
But what I'm
Spicoli's like-
trying to
But I'm
explain to
saying-
you, what I'm trying to get
How
through to
is
you
it
is that if you couldn't tell the
neo-vajayjay?
difference, the only difference would
This is the first reaction from Josie, like at all.
be in
Tell
your
the
head.
difference between.
No, but you
Come on, man. We know these.
So either you're admitting to having sex with trans women, which is fine, but we need to be very clear about that, so that way we can talk about your experiences, or you're just kind of
I've
assuming
seen
that, right?
pictures of the neo-vajayjays.
I feel like probably because he's very learned on it, and it seems like maybe like his kind of attitude toward it feels like maybe he feels like he got like bamboozled or something. Like it seems like he has he's personally invested in this topic.
A friend of mine's a gynecologist that actually puts neo-vajayjays
Yeah, and
together.
I've probably seen those exact same pictures. That's wild, eh? And
Well,
let
no,
me tell
just
you
for
right
some
now.
context-
So
I
here's
see
the problem. You have a friend. You have a friend that performed this type of procedures,
It's an
but you're
open-
here giving Mel a
Here's
lot
what
of
a
shit.
neo-vajayjay is. A neo-vajayjay is an open wound. That's why it
No,
needs to be
it-
dilated.
It's Yeah, but then it heals. And then guess what? The only reason you dilate is that way it doesn't shrink and become unusable.
Okay, but sometimes they have to use the colon to make the neovajayjay. If I want to stick my penis in a
That's
colon,
hardly ever done anymore. I don't think that's
You
even
seem
done
to
anymore.
you seem to know a lot about this, Spicoli.
There
Yeah,
we
it's a
go.
little
told you,
bit
I
of
have
a
gynecologist buddy that does this.
Yeah, he has a friend who does those procedures, which
friend,
apparently
I
he's
have a
okay being
friend,
friends with.
your study might be a bit paraphilic.
No, but let me explain, Josie, why this is important. These neovaginas that they're working on ultimately,
I see all in chat says Spicoli's friend shows Spicoli his work after hours.
the reason I'm all for this, as long as you're over 18, and I'm not crazy about insurance paying for it or Medicare. Here's the thing. These neovaginas that they're doing right now, these are the same neovaginas, the neovajayjays, that will eventually be put on sex bots. So they're experimenting right now.
It's not the same at all.
No, it will be.
Spicoli, you need to make that movie, dude. He makes movies. He needs to make a movie where they transplant like a sex organ onto a human, and like it become like those old like 60s monster movies where they'd like do a hand transplant, but like the hand would like take over. That'd be an interesting movie for Spicoli to make.
One is an inverted penis. One is an inverted penis, and the other you would have to grow the cells in a lab.
In order to get a sex bot vajayjay, they have to.
Spicoli's brain is fried. It's just literally like if you tune out of ThorpTV for half an hour and come back, it could be a completely different experience, like every time.
To make the intermediary step, and they have to work on trans women first. So
why wouldn't they just get it from cis women? Why wouldn't they just get it from cis women?
Making sex dolls before they've been making neovaginas, buddy.
I wouldn't know anything about this personally, but I think we already had this.
They need to make sex dolls before they make neovajayjays, you know.
Technology, and it's basically just like a flashlight attached to a robot.
No, but the neovajayjay.
Yeah, they've been making those for years.
Paves the way. The neovajayjay.
Did you see the light come on in Princess's eyes when he was talking about the sex robots and how they were like robots with a fleshlight attached?
Paves the way for the sex.
Can we zoom in on his pupils and see what's on his screen?
Spot vajayjay. We cannot get a sex spot vajayjay until we've perfected the neovajayjay.
I bet you $100 this
Have you
won't
been
happen.
drinking?
I bet you $100.
In
Have you been
25
drinking?
now, in 25 years, will the neovajayjay be able to fool me? Probably. Why? Because
we got him. We got him in 25 years. We win.
I gotta say this. Just for some context, Spicoli is like 57 years old. He does not have to worry about this. This is not a problem. I think he's going to encounter.
Well,
anytime
actually,
soon.
trans women are the most likely.
Of course, Lalo's in the chat saying he's behind by 30 minutes. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna watch like another 10 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna go. If I forget to say it at the end, tomorrow I'm gonna review the dating stream from the other day, just so we can have like a chill stream to keep up with the court updates, since Ben's got a case tomorrow.
To help a lonely old man, we're kind of a bit more empathetic because we could have been that oldly lone man had we not transitioned. So I'm just saying, don't alienate yourself from the trans community. We may be.
No, I have trans friends. It's just not for me.
I'm just saying, it sounds like you have trans friends with benefits as well.
I prefer biological women. I prefer thin. I don't like fat.
You're not fooling us at this point, dude. You said you've done all this
like
research and shit. You obviously had patients that you studied on. Okay, you can call it whatever you want, but you banged a trans person. You're an expert. We get it.
I've never banged a trans person.
No, you don't lie to me, please.
Also,
you're an expert.
You said. Well, you think you could not be tricked, but you could have been tricked. You don't know.
Can't I be an expert without sticking my dick in a trans person?
Yeah, unless you're a virgin, any woman.
How progressive, Princess. Look at him. He's like a shark. There's blood in the water. He's coming out. He's like, oh, Spicoli's on the ropes.
that you haven't had children with could have actually been a trans woman.
There's no way, because I ate
That's
their
the only way to know for
vajayjays
sure.
out. There's no way a neo vajayjay is going to get past the close inspection of my eyeballs. There's no way.
There's a sentence. There's a sentence. It's just what a statement from Spicoli.
How would you know if
Tell
you
me-
haven't tried one? How would you know if you haven't tried one?
I've seen the pictures. They look like garbage. It doesn't even
But
look
you're
like a
talking
real
about how it
vajayjay.
feels. You can't get a feel from a picture, dude. You're talking like you
I
felt
don't
one
want to know
before.
how it feels.
Well, also,
Because
Spicoli,
you're
are you
afraid
telling me
you're wrong.
Hold on, is the Furby trying to riz Spicoli?
Are you telling me you're
Why
sober
would I want to know?
during those
There's
times?
no way a
fucking
neo.
drunk.
Wait, Melanie, are you telling me a neo vajayjay feels better than the real thing?
No, I'm saying it probably feels about the same. Minus, you have to lubricate a neo vagina manually,
I don't
which
want to have
some
to
women have to
lubricate
do as
nothing.
well. By the way,
Can
Not
wait?
all
Can a
women can
neo
naturally get
vajayjay
wet.
squirt? Can a neo vajayjay squirt? And can the neo vajayjay clit get hard? And can it squirt like a water
actually,
pistol?
the funny
Why
thing
would
about
you
squirting,
care?
If the
Yeah, why
neo
would you- first of
vajayjay
all,
cannot, because I like my
not
I
all
like
women
my
can squirt.
vajayjays to squirt, Josie. If my vaginas cannot squirt, they're
She doesn't
useless
want
to
to
me.
fuck
Does the neo
you.
vajayjay squirt? No.
True, but
Does the neo
here's the thing.
vajayjay squirt? No. It does
So
not
every
squirt.
woman you've been with has been able to squirt. I find that really unlikely
Yeah.
because it's actually only a small portion of
I
women
get
who can
every woman
naturally
in
squirt.
no, but at least I have the possibility they can squirt with the neo vajayjay. There's
Well,
What
no
the
with some
fuck is
women-
this retarded
with some-
ass?
Spicoli, listen to me. This is science. With some women, their clitoris
If it don't pass the squirt inspection, Spicoli rejected by Spicoli. What an absolutely unhinged conversation this is.
is so far away
Can it squirt like a water pistol?
from their vagina that it's
Ugh.
almost impossible for them to have a clitoral orgasm.
not.
Well, so, I'm gonna start
That's
in
how
here.
women squirt, by the way.
Squirting's overrated. It's like cool for
It
a
is.
second, and then it gets cold, and it's like.
And then you have to
wet,
clean
and
it
it's
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at Princess trying to exude some big dick energy and be like, yeah, I don't mind making a chick squirt, but, it gets kind of cold after a while. Come on, Princess.
I'll be back when this
Hi, Josie,
retard
sorry.
is gone.
Oh,
Fair.
Josie.
Fair
she
and
wants to have
based.
some- Melanie, if I just prefer biological women, is there something wrong with me? Think about it. Is there anything wrong with me if I tell you I'm 100% just into biological
If you
women?
keep it to yourself, I don't give a shit. But you're like rubbing it in my face and trying to shove it down my throat right now. It's very sexual.
Well, I'm not. I'm just trying to.
People are Randy Wanzer is speculating that Josie hates sex and anything remotely erotic.
Say that, let's be honest, not every heterosexual man wants to be with.
He's like, all these chicks, they just squirt so much for me. I have to tell them, eventually, hey, girl, can you tone down the squirt a little bit? Let's take it down from a water pistol to a water fountain. You know what I mean?
Get their. First of all, what about the trans that
Yeah,
are
nobody
pre-op?
expects
What if
every
it's pre-op?
nobody expects every cisgendered heterosexual man to want trans women. That's ridiculous.
Somebody in the chat said, keep it to yourself. Welcome to the internet, ma'am. Oh,
What
that was
about the trans
Montero.
women that are pre-op?
Yeah.
Isn't that a
Most pre-op trans
Don't you
women
think-
don't expect to be desirable to someone who isn't interested in their penis or anal.
okay? Right, exactly. So, in other words, how can I be with a pre-op if I don't like anal? I have to go in through the front door. It's going to be hard for me, isn't it?
But they don't want you either. If you're not into that, then they don't want you either. It works
they
out.
want- they want
It's
my-
like it's like nature, where ecology balances
Well,
out. Like
also-
the predator balances out the prey. You just be yourself. You just do your own thing. Stop worrying so much about trans women.
How is
Sorry,
your
go ahead,
love
Frances.
life?
I'll let you get the next one.
Melanie, how is your love life?
Shit.
Well, it's funny that you're asking that because this might blow your mind, but Spicoli, there's things you can do besides just normal penetrative sex.
Yeah, there's a whole other world.
I like to eat pussy. I don't like the. I like to eat pussy. I'm a big pussy eater. That disqualifies pre-ops right off the bat. There's no vajayjay to eat.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, if you're blindfolded and fucking their ass, would you give a woman anal?
I'm picturing Spicoli like on a pool floaty, like a donut in a pool, just with like a Bluetooth headset in, and he's just like lifelessly floating in the pool while yelling at this Furby.
If she was hot enough, yeah. But she'd have
Then
to
if you
be a
toss
real
someone
woman.
salad,
Like he seemed. Oh my, Prancess, really? These people are peppering Spicoli with these personal questions.
She's got
Yeah,
to be a
so
biological woman, because if she's not biological, then I'm having anal sex with a dude, as far as I'm concerned. See, in my mind, I can't get over the
yeah,
hump.
it's all about what's in your head. We get it. You're very feminine that way, by the way. But what I'm telling you is that I'm pretty sure, because trans women tend to have a lot of fat around their butt, and actually it tends to feel really feminine
No,
down
but let
there
me
after
make this
transitioning.
argument. Let me say this.
No, let me finish. No, let me finish.
Okay.
No.
All right.
And so if you were blindfolded and taking a trans woman from the back and she had been through her full transition, you probably wouldn't know the difference, especially.
Prancess has got his finger on the mute button. He's ready to shut Spicoli down at a moment's notice.
Well,
If you had it in your mind that they're a hot cisgendered woman. And sorry, I'm trying not to say.
Wait, dude, if I was blindfolded and I had a dude suck my dick, I
I'll be
wouldn't be
right
able to tell the difference between a woman or a dude. But then when I took
the whole blindfolded blowjob really got a reaction out of Prancess.
off and I saw it was a dude sucking my dick, I'd be pretty pissed off now, wouldn't I? Right? That's the perfect
Okay,
fucking
that's when you
analogy.
say, I'm not into
If
this
I
anymore, and
saw
you walk
dude-
away like a
if
grown-ass
dude-
man.
If I put a blindfold on and a dude or a chick sucked my dick, you're right. I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a gay dude sucking my dick and a chick sucking my dick. But if I took the blindfold off and I saw the
Hey, Distinction, yeah, there was only I should have just streamed another like 20 minutes yesterday, but I didn't. So there was only like a little bit of Thorp content left, but I kind of thought maybe I'd give the panelists a try to see if they would talk about what happened, but it didn't happen. So I'm just kind of watching it to because I'm like zoned in from being high.
Who does it better, by the way, because he knows how
I'm about to end, but I just want to watch a few more minutes.
it feels for you.
So it's more than how it feels. It's who's doing the sucking too.
But have you considered that a gay guy would do it better because he knows how it feels for you?
He might even do it better. In that case, I wouldn't even want. In other words, it doesn't matter if he does it better. The fact is, it's still a dude doing it.
No,
It's
I get
not
it.
the
And
act.
I'm not telling you
It's
you
not
have to
the
have a
act,
different.
it's who's doing it? Why can't you people get past the whole thing? It's not just the act; it's who's doing the act. To me,
Where is Spicoli going that people are trying to force blowjobs on him?
Well,
if it's a dude
I think
doing
my
it, I don't
problem.
want a dude
Okay,
doing it.
Joe, you're starting to
Yeah.
repeat yourself instead of just letting me respond. But like I'm not telling you to have a different sexual orientation or anything. What I'm trying to get through to you is that like a lot of this stuff is just sexual orientation. And if you end up finding a trans woman who's hot enough,
Polyester Jumper in chat says there's something seriously wrong with me for watching these shitheads.
and you guys actually have enough chemistry and she's post-op, you might actually just be able, especially if you
Impossible. It won't ever happen because as soon as I found out she's trans, even with the neo-vajayjay or non-neo-vajayjay, the deal's off. You know,
then
it
I
just
don't
ain't
think
gonna work.
then I don't think you're as straight as you say you are. Here's why.
I'm as straight as I say. First of all, I think
The straightest guys
tranny-
that I know will fuck any pussy. They'll fuck any pussy. They don't care where it comes from.
What? I don't believe that. No way.
A neo-vajayjay is not a pussy.
Well, they think it
Understand
is.
that.
That's
And an
what I'm
asshole-
saying, right? Like
because they're simp. These
Wait,
are dudes. Wait,
you know,
if
guys
they-
will like
wait,
fuck a watermelon,
a
right? Like
heterosexual guy will fuck anything. If he's fucking a fucking transformer, he's not heterosexual. He's bisexual. Let's
wait. Do you really think that someone immediately stops being straight the moment they do something that you regard as remotely, homosexual? Do you really think straightness is that fragile? Like if straightness is that fragile, then you would become very bi very quickly, right? But no, as you said, you wouldn't allow yourself to become bi. You would say, I'm not into this, and you would get upset and you would walk away.
Look, here's what I'm into. And nobody can give it to another one.
This has got to be the longest appearance by Spicoli without saying fucky fuck, for sure. Yeah, I didn't watch this one live. I just figured since there was time at the, you know, I still had a bunch of time I could stream. I just watch it and see what happened. It's definitely more fun. Like if you're watching it live, I think, because you can chat with people, but then it's kind of a similar experience here too. Like I think it's much more fun to watch it with other people.
Twice. I'm only into having sex with biological women. And if anybody
No, I get
can
that.
come
My
up-
question for you is,
Yeah.
if you were to go suck a dick, how would you suddenly not be straight? You sound like somebody who's very confident in your straightness. And
if
like,
I sucked a dick, I would not be straight. I would be bisexual or gay.
but you said you
No.
wouldn't be into it, right?
No,
So
I
how does that
wouldn't
make
be.
you gay? How does that make you gay? Wouldn't being into it be what makes you gay?
I'm into getting my dick sucked by a chick, but I'm not into sucking dick. If I'm into
Right, but if a
sucking
guy
dick,
sucks your
I'm-
dick, that
You know,
doesn't
you
make you
guys have
gay,
everything-
right?
You know what? You guys have switched everything around. You know what? They've got you convinced that you can be a
Oh,
woman.
hey,
They've got
Nicole,
you-
let me jump in here.
Oh my
You
God.
do realize like there's some people in prison, for example, that suck dick that are not gay. Does that make any sense to
If
you?
you're under those kind of conditions, if you're in prison for 20 years and you're not gay, you're gonna.
Like, how is this real? How is this conversation real? How is any of it real? It's I'm so glad that people call into these shows and have these conversations. There's this so fascinating to me. I really gotta go soon, but I gotta just watch a few more minutes.
Start sucking dick just to get some sex. That's the difference. You're not gay, but you're bisexual. In other words, any dude that sticks a dick in his mouth is either gay or bisexual, because the mere act process, the mere act of me taking a penis in my mouth, label.
That was Shakespearean. It's the mere act process. The mere act. Wow, this is Spicoli is like he's speaking from his chest.
Me either gay or bisexual at the minimum. Heterosexual men do not suck on penises.
So how many
They
women will
don't.
you have to have sex with afterwards to be straight again?
What'd you say?
How many women do you have to have sex with afterwards to be magically straight again?
To be magically straight, you guys.
Like how do you go back to being straight, right? Because if we can do the act in one direction, why can't we do an
You're
act
not
in the
straight.
other?
It's well, I mean, if you as soon as you suck a dick, you're bi. Now, if you swear off sucking a dick again and you never go back to sucking a dick, then I guess you could say
I'm gonna add to the Thorp Alert T-shirt shop a shirt that just says "The Mere Act."
you're reformed bisexual. Now you're heterosexual. But I mean, to me, you know what the problem is? We went from
But wait, no, this
masculine
causes some
men to the
issues.
soy boys. Now you soy boys, it wasn't enough just to be a soy boy. You had to go the full distance.
You've given
to
like a
become
massive
women.
loophole for straight guys to suck dick and not call themselves bi even, because all they have to do is tell themselves I'm never sucking dick again while they're sucking the dick, and they can just be straight the entire time. They could, as long as they believe it, as long as they believe that they're never going to suck dick again, then they're technically straight according to your logic.
No, I'm saying as soon as you stick a dick in your mouth, at the minimum you're bisexual. At the minimum, unless you
like, can you believe that I can't even believe this conversation happened. Like,
accidentally.
But what if
do
you
it or
don't
something.
like it?
What if it's by force?
You're still
I think you should answer what if you don't
bisexual
like it.
Like,
Wait,
bro, I don't.
but the point
suck
of
dick,
experimenting is to find out. If you experiment and then you're forced into
so
a
you're
box, you're not really
experimenting.
experimenting.
So you're experimenting, being bisexual,
this is going to some dark areas here now. Spicoli's like being assaulted.
and you didn't like it, so you're not bisexual. You were
Thank you. That's what I
experimenting.
thought. That's yeah. Okay. Sorry. I thought you were saying that they were still bisexual. Yeah. No. Then we agree. And I think that like if with how you
not into
speak about
experimenting.
straightness,
Yeah.
if it is as
Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I would never, if this exact conversation was happening on a different channel, like with regular people, I would have zero interest. But there's something about this conversation, and I don't even have to be like tuned into particular details of like in depth of what's being said, but just like the interactions and like the salient points being made. It's just such a surreal, like I don't know how to explain it. It feels like something that I should be like bored by, but I'm fascinated by it.
like set in stone as you say it is. I don't think you could do anything with another guy and suddenly be gay, because you sound very straight to me.
I'm so straight that I don't even want to look at another dude naked. I
You're
don't even
super
want to be in the
straight.
same room as a naked dude. I'm as straight as they come. I don't want balls touching my balls. I don't want
But
even
right,
What? That's a weird first thing to jump to.
a man seeing
but don't
me
you think
naked.
being straight means that if, say, balls were to touch you through whatever circumstances, you're not magically gay or bi, right? You're still very straight. You're not going to be
Depends
into
on
that.
the circumstance. Look, when I was in seventh grade and we were in gym class, I was in gym class in seventh grade. Yeah, we were so crowded in there. You had guys' balls touching your hand sometimes.
What?
And I was still straight. But yeah, in a forced situation where you put a bunch of dudes in a room naked together, you know, yeah,
AKA
sometimes
jail.
it's big. Bronsford,
gay.
can you help this dude out?
I'm here, man. I'm hearing this conversation, so I'm just can you like lean in, because I was hearing what you were saying. I was like, nah, certain stuff is definitely gay.
He, she. What are your pronouns? He or she?
Thank you for asking. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Are you a she, bro?
She identifies as a female, but still.
No, I identify as a woman. Just to be clear.
Are you
I'm not a
you-
biological female.
So you're a trans female, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not trying to fool anybody. I'm not trying to fool.
It's all good.
That's absolutely insane that normal locker room stuff. Like, that's crazy. What I can't imagine like getting dressed and being like, "Oh, this guy's balls are on my ass." Like, what?
It's all. I didn't. My bad if I was being rude. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude, because
No, it's okay. I'm
Okay, cool.
glad
So
when
you're
people try to
trans.
figure it out.
Okay, so
We
you're
love you,
trans
Fran.
female.
This whole conversation, this whole stream, really, even the Thorp part of it, it feels like some weird Adult Swim show where like we're in the real world, but things are like just askew enough to be like really just like really off kilter.
Yeah. Okay,
We
so
love you
let's
guys.
talk about the spectrum of straightness. Is that what we're referring to right now?
Yeah, the spectrum.
Okay, so
Exactly.
The spectrum of straightness. On one end of the spectrum of straightness is Spicoli, who allows no ball-on-ball contact. That's at the ultimate end.
The thing about it is, if a man sucks a dick, he's gay. Like, there is no, or if he's not gay, if he's experimenting, then that would be.
I don't know who's talking, but like they came in like ready to go.
Would be queer. He would be bisexual, or he would be noted as queer.
Non-binary, whatever you want to call it.
No, not non-binary, because that's a different breed, bro. But he would be identified as queer. If he's experimenting, he's queer. What do they say? Hetero, flexible, or whatever that shit is. Like, he definitely he would be on the spectrum.
In other words, Bronsford and I like real vajayjay on a biological woman. We're
Get the
just
fuck
wired
out of here.
that way.
I love vagina.
We're just wired that way. Call it
Hey, man.
biology, Melanie. I'm just hardwired to like pussy.
So
Bronsford,
so let me ask you a question. I don't know who it is that.
There you go, another T-shirt for the Thorp Alert store. Hardwired to love pussy.
Who's the one that's a transsexual woman?
The Fox.
Do you think Grace would let me license like an image of her in the yellow bikini to put like behind the text?
Furby, I am.
The Fox. What should I call you?
Call me Melanie.
Melanie. Okay, Melanie. So have you? Okay, so let me ask you this: have you had sexual relations with biological men before?
Actually, only one, and that happened after I transitioned.
Okay, after you transition, and you would consider that man that had sex with you straight man, or would you say that he's not straight?
I haven't seen him be with a guy ever. He's never been with a guy.
I'll bring it up with Grace and see what she thinks.
Unless you count trans women, but
no, I'm saying it according to you. You would identify him still as a straight man, right?
oh yeah, because I've never seen him with a guy or anything like that.
See, we wouldn't identify him as straight. We would identify him at the minimum as either gay or bisexual.
No, I
And I'm not trying to
understand.
put this
But
on
here's
you,
what you need
Melon.
to realize, right? Like he's had multiple opportunities where we've had we swing sometimes, and we've had couples with a bi guy, and he could have gone with them, but no, he's into women.
No, but you're pre-op, right? You have your pre-op, right?
Yes, yes, I am.
So if you're pre-op and he's with you, and I take it he's either touched your pee or he sucked it, there's no way he could be straight. It's impossible for a straight guy to be. It's impossible for a straight man to be with a identifying male who identifies as a woman.
Man, I do not want to go, but I don't want to pull. I don't want to end, but I've got to. Tomorrow's stream is reviewing that dating stream. I think it's only like an hour, a little bit over an hour long. So whatever time we have left, we'll try to watch the rest of this. But I appreciate everybody coming out. I always have a great time talking Thorp Corp. I think this after show ended up being more entertaining than I expected, at least. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I will. I could probably have make a deal with the Thorps, do all the work and split the money. Yeah, for sure. I think that shirt would be badass, but